And welcome everybody to Clan TV. Thanks for watching Simon Fraser University Football. I'm Howard Samura, your play-by-play man, along with our analyst Nick Sersky. And Nick, a beautiful Saturday here in Burnaby, British Columbia, getting set for GNAC home football here. The Simon Fraser Clan really encouraging performance in a loss last week. But I'm sure Coach and company have built on that, and we're going to expect a nice start from the guys here tonight.
Well, and as Simon Fraser enters really the second half of the GNAC schedule here, they've basically have seen every team at least once. They did play Azusa Pacific earlier on down in California earlier this season, so you will have seen what they've done. A bit of a change for Azusa Pacific at quarterback, with Tyrone Williams being, we believe, out tonight, and their backup quarterback Jesse Hankel, who started last week against Central Washington, coming in relief of Williams. But for Simon Fraser, you know, again, like you've seen what Azusa Pacific is going to be all about offensively, defensively, and on special teams. So it's going to be how you adjust and what you can bring to the table here in the second half of this GNAC conference.
And you're right, Nick. It's a quality foe as well, getting points, as you mentioned, in the last national poll. So this is one of the top teams in Division II football. Turning the corner to Simon Fraser, though, looking at their quarterbacking situation, and Miles Richardson actually benched, didn't start a few games here, but he's back and looking as good as he's looked in Clan colors.
Exactly, and Richardson really, I think he learned a lot from playing receiver there against Western Oregon, and maybe taking some time, looking back, sitting, watching some film of his play earlier on in the season, and really last week against Humboldt State came on and we mentioned had a shot, had 4 shots within the 10-yard line with 3 minutes to go to tie the game up, but unfortunately just couldn't get in the end zone to tie it up there. So Richardson looked really good last week, and he'll try and continue that performance here tonight.
Yeah, there were a lot of drops last week. I mean, let's not sugarcoat the situation. This Clan team put itself in a great position, take some of those drops away, and things could have been incredibly different, including forcing overtime. Ryson John had a great chance to catch a touchdown pass right at the end of the game. And
when your 2 leading receivers are freshmen, they're going to make mistakes and have some drops, but that's how you want to see how they respond and bounce back from those drops. You just got to keep grinding. Obviously your record isn't where you want it to be midway through your season here, but you keep grinding, keep the effort up, and that's what you want to see as a coach. You never want to, there are going to be opportunities for you to keep striving, keep grinding, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to lose the effort battle. Sometimes you will lose physical battles if you're maybe not as fast, not as strong, but you don't want to lose the effort, and that's what we want to see here tonight against a very good Azusa Pacific side.
We'll keep our eye on Jason Nelson, wearing number 1, the leading guy in terms of carries in the GNAC. RB1, but we saw Casey Kircher as well, a running back, a freshman out of Yuba City, California last week, and he was a nice change of pace.
Basically split carries last week. We saw Nelson a lot in the first half, but Kircher coming in the second. We're going to see how Coach Tom Ford deploys them tonight, and interested to see how this run game can attack the Cougar defense.
And we'll see the Cougars as well in terms of their running back stable. What are your thoughts on kind of what they are all about running the ball and what the Clan defense has got to do there?
Well, and Simon Fraser has, I think 4 of 7 seniors in their front 7, and so that's what they're going to lean on. And Simon Fraser actually sits, I think it was 7th in Division II, with forcing 16 turnovers. So defensively, that's what you want to do, is create turnovers, create havoc in the backfield, and that gives short fields for the offense. I think they're going to need 1 or 2 of those big plays, big explosion plays on defense to have a shot here tonight against a really good Azusa team.
So many times this season, Nick, as we watch this Clan team, especially on the road, it's been about them getting out to an okay start the first couple of series, but they seem to self-destruct before the half, put themselves in a big hole, and then turn around and have solid second half.
Yeah, we don't have the stats, but I can imagine that their second quarter scoring is probably their worst differential in the league, in the GNAC conference. And so really trying to stay steady and work on your cues that you worked throughout the season, throughout the week of practice, and really focus on those things, and don't let that slip before half, because if you're in a game at halftime, really it's any man's game in the second half.
It looks like Robert Metters, number 15, Casey Kircher, number 30 will be back to receive the opening kickoff here from Azusa Pacific. Azusa wearing the whites and coming off, as Nick said, a loss 45-31 to number 25 ranked Central Washington. The Wildcats, of course, having a great season, and we're here Simon Fraser's last home field opposition. So following that victory over the Willamette Bearcats of Division III to start the season way back on September, might have been September the 1st, a long time ago now, the Simon Fraser Clan have had real quality Division II teams here. So getting set now for the opening kickoff. Get set to be underway here. GNAC football on a great day here from Terry Fox Field in Burnaby, British Columbia. The kick up, and it is going to be Kircher with the football, and he is going to dive across the 25-yard line out to about the 26 for the Clan to start 1st and 10 with the quarterback Miles Richardson.
And we're going to see offensively, you want to stay balanced, you want to stay efficient offensively, and for Simon Fraser, you want to grind together some good drives here early on in the first quarter, as Azusa Pacific can put up points in a hurry, and you want to prevent that. Well, we have a bit of a penalty here, offside on the kickoff, so they're going to re-kick it, I believe.
Re-kick it, yes. Looking at the personnel coming onto the field and going, yeah, they're going to re-kick this one.
Get another chance to look at this return team, and as a special team for Azusa Pacific, they've all ran down the field. They're tired, they're gassed, not used to doing 2 60-yard dashes in a row. So maybe Simon Fraser can get some better field position here to start this drive.
As we mentioned, Kircher, number 30, and number 15 as well is Robert Metters. And Metters is leading this team in receptions heading into the game, the freshman.
Yeah, he sits 2nd in the GNAC with 29 catches and 5th in the GNAC with 46.5 yards per game. He's definitely there, that 1-2 punch of Metters and O'Hay, as well as John and Awunzi as well, pulling in a bunch of targets. So we'll see how they're deployed this afternoon or this evening here. But Simon Fraser with Miles Richardson back there slinging the ball around can definitely get the ball moving.
And it will be Kircher again. This time over the 25 again, pushing hard over the 30, gets a nice surge. And Casey Kircher getting the football out to about the 32-yard line. So great field position here for the Clan on their first possession of the game.
We're going to see what Richardson can put together here. We talked about his unfortunate benching earlier in the season, but he really responded last week with a great offensive effort against Humboldt State. And we'll see what Richardson can bring here tonight.
Miles Richardson, number 8, the former Eastern Washington Division I transfer here to Simon Fraser. Nelson in the backfield. Nelson will take the handoff. Well, actually, no, it's Richardson will keep it, and he's going to go to the sidelines. And a nice healthy gain on 1st down for Miles Richardson.
And that's a threat that Richardson does have. He's 2nd on the team in rushing, as he can pull that ball anytime with the defense collapsing around Nelson, as we mentioned, leading the GNAC in carries. You know that we're going to want to feed him the ball. But Richardson pulling it and getting a nice gain of 3 or 4 yards. So
2nd and 6 here for Simon Fraser. Richardson as well got over 100 yards when he moved in as a receiver. That is a real athlete. This time looking downfield and out of the midst of Kester Awunze, almost able to squeeze that one, but unable to. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, pretty big coverage there by Josh Olave on their left corner there. Just was able to knock that ball away as it was coming into Awunze's chest.
So we'll see what the Clan can do here on 3rd and 7. Nelson a little bit dinged up in the last game. See what his status is health-wise. He steps in to block as Richardson looks downfield. He's got a scramble, feeling the pressure, dancing, and Richardson finally getting taken down there by number 96. That's Maake Muti, defensive lineman out of Hawaii, with the tackle there in the backfield.
We do have a flag on the far side. Let's see what that is. I saw it come out at the snap. But Azusa brought some pressure on that play and was able to get to Richardson.
Certainly Miles doing his best there. So the Clan penalty against Awunze declined, and will get the punting unit out onto the field for Simon Fraser. But you're right, Nick. Azusa bringing the pressure. That's a sign of what it's going to be like for Simon Fraser tonight. They're going to have to certainly carry a lot of responsibility to try and get some time back there for Miles Richardson to operate.
And a relatively young offensive line here for Simon Fraser. Azusa Pacific standard front is a 3-man front, so you know that they're going to bring 4, 5, 6 guys with possibly some linebackers blitzing. And so that's going to be interesting to see how Simon Fraser can pick that up and deal with the pressure.
Olave back. He'll take it on a bounce, number 6, at about the 20-yard line, but the whistles will blow. We'll check that to 30.
Called for a fair catch and picked it up, so we can't advance there. But we're going to see what the Cougars can do here offensively. We know that they're a good team, receiving votes in the national top 25 polls this past weekend after their loss, but they're going to want to bounce back. And coming up against, in the standings at least, an inferior opponent, they're going to want to put their mark on this game really early.
Azusa's program really rose fast, Nick. I know they came into Division II after Simon Fraser did. And they have really, really made some big strides here as a program. First series of the game, a little pitch pass to the sidelines. The Clan will be there to make the stop, and the catch there made by Gage Allen, the 5'8" senior out of Tracy, California. We mentioned Jesse Hankel in at quarterback. 19 of 47, 2 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, and connecting at about a 40% rate heading into this game. So not a lot of reps for Hankel back there. They will hand off, and a nice cut up the middle. Simon Fraser reacting as quick as they can to drag down a number 32, Bryce Grandison. That was Griffin Barrett, the linebacker, with the tackle. But the sticks move here for Azusa Pacific.
Yeah, and just a nice read there. Hole opened up on that right side, and Grandison was able to get a first down carry there.
Just watching the veteran safety, Ben Meinecker, really letting everybody know what has to happen here in terms of stopping the run. That was a dynamic run by the Cougars. Flags fly here as Henkel feels the pressure and gets taken down. See what happens, but the sack there from Crescenzo. Number 16, the former Notre Dame juggler, getting in.
Yeah, just dialed up a blitz there on first down. There are flags on the far side. See what that's all about, but just dialed up a blitz there on first down, which you may not expect that early on first down, but confused the defense, or confused the offensive line, and we're able to come up with the sack. There we go. There we see the sack there, brings Hankel down behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't see him coming.
So a penalty going against the Cougars.
So they'll take the result of the play there and have that sack count.
So call it second and about 15. And the Clan bench showing the support for their guys on the field right now, trying to get that defense all fired up here. Second and long for Azusa Pacific. Hankel out of the shotgun. Quick little hitter. And they will get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was number 9, Daryl Adams, junior wide receiver out of Oakland, California, making the catch.
A good play by the defensive back. I believe it was number 33, Griffin Barrett, came across in coverage and his man motion behind the line of scrimmage, but was able to pull him down for a short gain.
So the Clan defense doing its job, forcing third and long here, 3rd and 9. Just past midfield. Henkel looking to the sidelines now, over the middle. Ooh, and this firing there. The pass intended for number 12. Actually, maybe I got the name wrong. Shea Carson's over the defensive back there for Simon Fraser on the coverage.
But yeah, good coverage there by Simon Fraser. I was surprised that Henkel went into double coverage there with their tight end, I believe. And we'll see on the replay here as Henkel looks over the middle. It's probably a second read and just a bit behind the receiver, and good coverage there. Probably even if the ball was on target, it would have been knocked away by Carson.
Certainly my mistake. Jordan Bagardis, the wide receiver, the sophomore, on that play. So the Clan force a punt. And calling for the fair catch there, number 4, is Ethan Basalt.
And that's what you want defensively from your team, is against a team that's almost top 25 in the nation, is to stop on that first drive. And we talked about how tight they've been in the first quarter, but really coming apart a bit in the second. So Simon Fraser looks to put together a drive here, get a couple first downs, give their defense a break, and possibly put some points on the board here early in the first quarter.
I like what you're saying, Nick. Don't hurt yourself. Get your feet settled here in this game. Don't give the ball away. And really, some creativity there on first down, dialing up the blitz and getting a sack. So some good things happening early. For Miles Richardson and company now back on the field on offense. Richardson is going to keep it, run to the sticks down the sidelines, and a nice little gain there of about 4 yards.
Yeah, pretty good. Just decides to keep it himself, and when you do that with your quarterback, your running back becomes an extra blocker there, so you can outman the offense on the outside. Looks like he was pushed out of bounds just after a gain of about 2.
I thought it was a bit more than that.
I thought it was a bit more than that too, Howie, but call it 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 maybe.
Clan deep in their own end here. The handoff to Nelson, and he's met immediately and driven back. So a big loss there for the Clan on 2nd down. Simon Fraser's defensive front could not contain that push, or offensive front rather.
Yeah,
and we've got a Clan player down.
Yeah,
Devin Pott, the offensive lineman. Sorry.
Nowhere to go there on that rush. And we do see Pott, their offensive tackle there, sophomore, 6'5", 265, down on the play. Sophomore out of Mission. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, Jason Nelson was experiencing a lot of success early in the season. I know many people in the program excited about his, the fact that they looked at him as a kind of a durable, every down kind of a back who was, playing a rough and tumble style. I think probably to his benefit, Coach Ford is trying to find, some, I don't know, just pairing him with somebody else and give him a different look every few carries perhaps.
Yeah, and just trying to get him the ball in different situations as well. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. He's got 9 catches on the season, set up some screens, and especially with this young offensive line, setting up screens when the defense is getting some pressure. But good to see Pott walking off the field there. Looks like he should be okay, but we'll check on his status in a bit.
Tough situation here. 3rd and 14 on your own 11-yard line. And the Azusa defense bearing down. And maybe I spoke too soon about Simon Fraser, getting their feet settled and getting into the game. They shoot themselves in the foot here.
Yeah, John jumped on the close side here. Really no reason to do that on 3rd and 12, but just pushes Simon Fraser back further into their own territory.
So 3rd and very long here. Certainly don't want to give anything up to this aggressive Azusa defense here in the early going. Richardson with Nelson in the backfield. He's got the snap. He's in the end zone, firing down the field, and a great effort for the catch there. And Devin O'Hay makes a great catch. Past the sticks on 3rd and 19, Nick.
What a beautiful catch there. And Azusa Pacific only brought 3 guys, dropped everybody into coverage, and we'll see it here on the replay. Able to get his tippy toes down there. O'Hay with a beautiful catch and getting Simon Fraser out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Great throw by Richardson, too.
And that's a freshman we're talking about, Devin O'Hay from Argyle Secondary in North Vancouver. What a clutch catch along the sidelines. The Clan 1st and 10 at their own 32. Faking the handoff. Richardson, feeling the pressure immediately, is going to start scrambling for his life. And he makes something on nothing. He finds Nelson in the open field. Jason changes direction and is met by a host of tacklers, but the important part there, not a loss. He actually gained a few yards, and some great improv there from Miles Richardson.
And that's what Richardson can do. He can run around a bit, but we do have a flag again on the side here. Lots of flags here early.
And let's watch the replay here as Richardson scrambles, finds Nelson. And Simon Fraser getting called for the hold. We figured that's what it would be.
Well, and yeah, just a couple shooting themselves in the foot here for Simon Fraser. Never want to be first and long, or in any to go 20 to go situation. But offensively, just kind of try and get 7 yards back, make it a little bit more manageable here for Simon Fraser on 2nd down.
Going to be 1st and 20 here, so 2 steps forward on the big catch by O'Hay, 1 big step back on the hold as Richardson puts up a nice ball to the sidelines. I don't know if they're going to throw a flag there. They will, and that pass was intended for Ethan Basalt. Great job there from Basalt to flummox Olave, who gets called for the pass interference.
Yeah, and SFU got the look they were looking for there with man coverage, and Basalt just one-on-one with Olave. And it wasn't the best throw by Richardson. I don't think he'll brag about that one later to his friends, but Olave gives the jersey a pull from Basalt and gives Simon Fraser a first down. We'll take it.
Yeah, it's not traditional the way they're doing this here. They're hitting the big third down and now hitting another one here in a pass interference call, and they're keeping possession of the ball and moving up the field. Hand off to Nelson, looks for a crease. It's going to get wrestled to the ground after a gain of about 2 yards for Jason Nelson.
And that's what Nelson's going to be on first down, is just trying to get 3, 4 yards, 5 yards on a carry and make it a little bit more manageable on second down. And that's his strength. He's going to keep those legs churning for positive yardage.
Yeah, 3 yards. Well, 2nd and 7 at the 35 now. Richardson steps in, pulls it back, and is going to get taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Very close to it anyway.
Just a bit of a delay blitz there from Azusa Pacific. They matched up in man coverage down the field, and they were just able to contain Richardson, not let him scramble around like we saw earlier, and bring him down in the backfield. Well,
you think the third downs are going to catch up to you, 3rd and longs, and here's another one for the Clan. 3rd and 10. They're up the 32-yard line. Richardson this time has a man again. Oh, Hay had the ball and couldn't squeeze it. The coverage there provided by Ben Sukin, the linebacker out of San Juan Capistrano.
Well, it would have been another first down, and it was a great route there by O'Hay. He was wide open, and Richardson puts the ball on him, but a good hit there by the safety, knocks the ball loose and brings up 4th down. We'll see it here on the replay. O'Hay, it's right there in his hands, and he did kind of drop it before contact, but maybe bracing for contact.
Boy, that's a tough catch to make when the guy's coming for you full speed, and you got to focus on that catch.
You know that safety wants to take you out there. So, but young kid, got to focus and bounce back from that drop on the next drive.
We've been suitably impressed with O'Hay throughout this season. There's the Simon Fraser punt. Will go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Or thereabouts. For Azusa Pacific, we remain scoreless here. 7:33 remain in the opening quarter of play, and wherever you happen to be joining us tonight, thanks for joining us on Clan TV. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky from beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia, the home of the only NCAA program outside of the United States, Simon Fraser University. Great shot of the Fraser River. And if you're wondering who Simon Fraser is named after, Simon Fraser himself, who navigated these parts, the famous explorer Simon Fraser. Henkel finding a man on the sidelines. A little bit of dancing there, still moving with the ball over the midfield stripe, and that's number 13, Gage Allen. Gage Allen, a lot of yards after the catch there, Nick. You want to try and cut that down?
Yeah, nice just pass into the flat there. Henkel didn't see much downfield, tossed it out to Allen there on the right side, and just able to scamper by some would-be tacklers there. Just a bit of over pursuit there by Simon Fraser gives Azusa Pacific about 10 more yards on that play than they should have had.
So some good running after the catch by Allen. Right up the middle they'll go this time. And it looks like they're going to gain about 6 or 7 yards. That's number 32, Bryce Grandison.
He makes it quite second and manageable for the Cougars here, and we'll see a mix. I haven't seen actually Reddick just yet this afternoon. Maybe nursing a bit of an injury or something. We'll see where he's at, but Grandison with a good carry there on first down.
24 carries for 157 yards coming into the game. A nice 6.5-yard average for Bryce Grandison. This time Henkel looking to pass to the sidelines, has a man immediately. And the Clan will drive him out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line.
And well read there by Shea Carstens. I don't know if we'll get a look at the replay here, but trying to undercut that route. Just didn't quite time it correctly. And he was able to make the catch and take it down the sideline for a first down, but Carstens was on it.
Well, Azusa marching here. Down to the Simon Fraser 25-yard line in a scoreless game, but getting some things happening through the run game and the pass game. Hand off again, and Simon Fraser there to make the stop. Shea Carstens getting in there to make the tackle.
This is where the field gets shorter here, Howie, inside the 25-yard line. You use the back of the end zone as your 12th defender on defense. Simon Fraser got to bear down here in the red zone and allow only a field goal attempt or try and force a turnover. Again, really doing well in that category. 16 forced turnovers on defense. Perhaps see if they can dial up a blitz here on second down.
Well, Grandison's been getting his share of handoffs. See what they do here on second and going downfield, taking a shot at the end zone. Pass intended for number 17, James Hubbard.
And they did indeed bring a blitz there. The two middle linebackers kind of did an axe blitz. Looked like it confused the Cougar offensive line, and Henkel had to get rid of it a little bit before he wanted to and threw it out of the back of the end zone, forcing a big third down conversion here early in the game here.
3rd and 6 at the 21. The big defensive snap here for the Clan. Henkel looking downfield to the sidelines. Grandison just out of his reach. The Simon Fraser defense holding a gain. So 4th and 6 now.
And Barrett with just good enough coverage out of the backfield there. Bryce Grandison forcing that Henkel throw to be thrown a little bit further down the field than he wanted, forcing that incompletion. And that's a big stop here for Simon Fraser, able to bear down inside their own 25 and force a field goal attempt here by Azusa.
Looks like about a 39-yard field goal attempt.
Hall is 6 for 9 on the season.
And he will miss with that one, make it 6 of 10 now, and Simon Fraser has something to cheer about defensively. They're holding the fort, Nick. It's scoreless, 4:37 left in this opening quarter of play. And this young Simon Fraser Clan team, you can see you can just see the excitement along the sidelines.
Getting excited here. 2 big stops defensively for Simon Fraser in this first quarter. It's still 0-0. It's anybody's game. VarsityLetters.ca with Howard Samura is the most trusted source for high school and university sports news in BC. Visit VarsityLetters.ca today for news, in-depth interviews, and much, much more.
Thanks for that plug, Nick, and we'll talk to Coach Ford after the game, have a story on the site, and cover all Simon Fraser University sports. A keeper here, Richardson. You watch Richardson play, and of course we saw him as a receiver, led the team in receiving yards, broke 100 yards. You see him running the ball. You see him. This guy, you wish you could line him up all over the field in every position at once.
He's got some shake and bake out there, Howie, and able to really read that block well and cut up inside where he got probably 3 or 4 more additional yards if he would have went outside. So great job reading his blockers there on that quarterback keeper.
Gain is 7 for Miles out of the shotgun again. This time looking down the field and looking for Ryzen John. They will throw the flags again. Ryzen John attracts a crowd. Number 19, the 6'7" receiver.
And Azusa Pacific cornerback Lee Pitts there was all over Ryzen John. Tough not to be when you're only 5'11", and Ryzen John 6'7". You got to reach up pretty high, but Pitts was there a bit early. That'll be another first down via pass interference here for Simon Fraser.
Certainly one of the tallest receivers in all of NCAA football. You can look at as many rosters as you want. You're not going to see too many 6'7" guys. So the stick crew doing some moving down the field here. The 37-yard line, it looks like. 1st and 10 for the Clan. Richardson getting them in an aggressive mindset on offense. His nice carry and then the shot to Ryzen John into double coverage. This time Miles looking, he's got Ryzen John. Oh, and Ryzen can't hang on to the football. That ball squirted loose when he hit the ground. I imagine Nick, they'll rule no catch there.
Yeah, I think they did, Howie. And that was, again, another tight throw into a tight window by Richardson there. And the receiver just couldn't quite hang on.
I'll take a look at the replay here.
Richardson throws it over the middle. I'm not sure if the hit caused it. Boy, yeah, just didn't survive the contact there, as that was Edward Ware knocking the ball out, forcing the second down play.
Good play by the senior from Sacramento, covering Ryzen John. This time the Clan to O'Hay. Spinorama move by Devin O'Hay, doing what he can to get as many yards as possible on 2nd and long.
That's just trying to get some positive yardage there on 2nd down. Run game hasn't had a ton of success there, other than some Richardson runs himself. But you just flip the ball out there to one of your wide receivers on a bit of a screen and try and scramble ahead for some yards, and now it makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 5.
Right about that, Nick, and a testament to O'Hay there to make something out of nothing. Showed his athleticism there in tight corners to get a gain of about 5 yards. Richardson now has a man across midfield. And that's Christian Phillips, the tight end out of Winnipeg. Christian Phillips had a great game catching the ball last week.
And a great job sensing the pressure there. We see Phillips with the catch there. But Azusa Pacific brought some heat around that left side to Richardson's blind side, but he felt it, got rid of it quick, and got the first down.
And cohesion and feel building in this Clan offense now. Nelson remains in the backfield. Step in to pass block as they look downfield to Ryzen John. It looked like Ryzen John was held again. A late flag comes, and it's going to go against number 26, Lee Pitts.
And they've been targeting John early a lot this game, and he's been able to get a couple PI calls against him.
That's the 3rd pass interference call in this quarter against Azusa Pacific.
And if it's going to work, you might as well keep on doing it. You have one-on-one coverage against a 6'7" receiver. Might as well throw it up. And even if it's, we'll see it here on the replay. You'll see the tug, just before you came into the frame. There was the tug, and that was Pitts again. That was, I believe, his 2nd PI call against him. And Simon Fraser down now inside the 35.
Ryzen John, through his mere presence and his increased athleticism, causing a lot of havoc along the edges here for Simon Fraser. They go 1st and 10 from their own 35. Fake the handoff to Nelson, this time to the sideline to Iwunze. And Kester Iwunze with a catch for a gain. They're productive on 1st down, and they are finding a lot of targets in this passing game.
Well, exactly, and that's a wide throw for that quarterback, but if the corner's going to sag so far off of Iwunze there, just flip it out to him, and that's an easy 7-yard pitch and catch for Simon Fraser, and makes 2nd down much more manageable.
They got it up as about 2nd and 4 from about the 29-yard line, I think it is. Richardson looking to O'Hay, and almost picked off. That one a little bit telegraphed, I think, but number 6, Josh Olave, read that one the whole way, Nick. We'll see it on the replay, I'm sure, but he spied that and was ready and waiting.
And Olave is the ball hawk on this in the secondary, leads the team with 3 interceptions. Boy, could have went house with that one if he's able to haul it in. Just baited Richardson with that out, and luckily for Simon Fraser, dropped the ball.
3rd and 4 from the 29. You're right. They got some horseshoes around there. Dodged a bullet. Miles again through the air. He has a man down inside the 10-yard line. What a great throw and catch to Christian Phillips. First and goal for the Clan. And boy, they are suddenly, this receiving group, Nick, looks so deep.
And Azusa just brings 4 guys dropping into coverage, really wanting Richardson to force the ball down the field, and he is. He's making some great throws out there, Howie.
We'll see if they give Nelson a carry here. They are going to continue throwing Nelson doing his best to pass block here. They'll go to the end zone. Oh, and it's picked in the end zone. Is that Olave? Trying to get the jersey number. Indeed it is Olave. And he's been a real thorn in the Clan defensive side here. He comes through with an interception in the end zone.
He called a legal shift on Simon Fraser, but that won't matter. They'll decline the penalty. Wow. And interception in the end zone. Really a tragic end to
it's a tough break.
A great drive here. Boy, and he did. He had a man, but Olave just stepped in front of the receiver of Whimsy that was deeper in the end zone and picked it off. So, but for Simon Fraser, a lot of positives on that drive. Really moved the ball down the field well, and defensively, 2 stops here in this first quarter. Hopefully Simon Fraser can keep their great spirit up, really competing well with this Cougar team.
What do you think about Azusa, though, in terms of their defensive strategy? I mean, Simon Fraser's not even pretending to run the ball right now, and yet they're still finding so much opportunity to hit receivers. I'm quite surprised at the Azusa defense early. Cougars now with a deep ball, looking downfield, and they'll get it right back! Simon Fraser will pick it off just on the other side of midfield. What a great job, I believe. And that was number 32, Josh Verdugo.
Boy, they're fired up on the sidelines there, Howie. Look at them. Boy, this team is fired up tonight. And just a bit of an underthrown ball, and Verdugo was able to undercut the wide receiver and pick it off, no problem.
What a great job by Josh Verdugo to take it right back.
You see it on the replay here. Henkel thinks he's got a man, but Verdugo just able to catch up to him, and a great play, hauls it in.
Looking for James Hubbard. And Verdugo did a great job there. A freshman at a Parkland High School in Spruce Grove, Alberta. 5'10" corner Josh Verdugo, a big play here. Simon Fraser right back with a football. Is Sieber in the game now?
Yes, and Kircher as well. Interesting twist here.
Interesting twist. You're right about that. So number 10 into the game now at quarterback, Justin Sieber. He's the freshman out of Kentwood High School. Just across the line. Prodigious passing numbers in high school. A Clan player down on the field. And you also mentioned Casey Kircher in at running back.
Richardson is on the field as a wide receiver on the far side. So perhaps just a bit of a wrinkle here.
Well, that was Kircher that was down. So he comes out of the game, and we see Nelson right back in.
We'll see Siebert under center, but Richardson lined up in the slot to the top side.
So Miles back to lining up as receiver, as Nick tells you, as the Clan get ready here on 2nd and 5. Siebert's got a bit of an arm, and he's going to go deep down the field. Has a man! Oh! Just out of the outstretched arms.
And that was Richardson.
Miles Richardson, the quarterback.
Ran the wheel route, and he had him just out of reach of Richardson. Nice ball there by Siebert. And maybe just Azusa not expecting that the quarterback would go deep. But
of course, if they watched the Western Oregon game, they would have known that Western Oregon's, and I felt bad for their broadcasters, they couldn't figure out what was going on with Richardson not starting, and Sieber again taking the snap. This time finding McCabe, the big tight end, and he's not going to get much further than the line of scrimmage there. So this is going to be 4th and about 3 or 4 here for Simon Fraser.
Looks like they'll bring out the punt team here. Maybe they'll let the first quarter run out here and then decide what they want to do.
Indeed, the quarter will tick down. Scoreless. The Clan getting picked off in the end zone, getting it back, but unable to keep that offensive momentum going. So scoreless at the end of one here from Terry Fox Field atop Burnaby Mountain. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky back with more in a moment on Clan TV.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And folks, welcome back here to the start of the second quarter here. We'll see Keys Metzelar standing at about his own 35-yard line, looking to pin Azusa Pacific deep into their own end. Just under the lights here on Terry Fox Field. Kick takes a Cougar bounce and will settle it around the 23-yard line, where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10, and we'll see how Henkel responds after that interception on the last drive.
Well, we watched that first quarter, Nick, and we talked about it on the break. You don't get a real strong sense of what Azusa's identity is with Henkel at quarterback on offense. I'm sure that will be told as this game advances further, but I haven't got a real good feel for him.
And Simon Fraser defensively has done their job, right? 3 straight stops in a row, forcing an interception, getting a couple of sacks. So the Cougars look a little shaky here in the first quarter. We'll see how they respond. As we talked about early, second quarter has really been Simon Fraser's downfall in this first half of the GNAC season.
See if they can hold it together here. Henkel has a man. He can't hold on to it again. They go to Gage Allen. That's a flat-out drop there.
Boy, and he could have gone a long way. That was man-to-man coverage with no safety help over the top. And just the throw again, Henkel was just a bit behind the receiver, really not connecting well with his teammates early on tonight.
Simon Fraser gaining confidence defensively with every snap here, and it was a big pick by Verdugo, and as we saw towards the end of the opening quarter. Henkel this time will flip, and they'll run the ball out of the backfield, and not much of a gain there. A gain to Bryce Grandison.
And Simon Fraser showed blitz. It looked like Henkel checked out of what he was doing and flicked it out to Grandison, but not much there for Simon Fraser. And 3rd and long here. Hopefully the crowd gets nice and loud, and we'll see what Henkel can do here on 3rd down.
See how much focus his Clan defense has to prevent the big plays that have killed him, especially in the second quarter this season. Henkel feeling the pressure. Oh, almost picked off. Very aggressively coming in. Shea Karstens wanted the pick there, couldn't get it. But another great stand by the Clan defense.
And Simon Fraser just brings 4, a couple twists by the ends here. Not really getting a ton of pressure, but well covered up. Both 32 and 5 were there in the area, and able to knock that ball away and force a 3 and out here for the Cougars.
So Simon Fraser hoping to get some magic from the special teams here. Would be a huge boost in a scoreless game early on here in the second quarter of play, as the sun begins to set on Burnaby Mountain. Booming kick there is fielded, no fair catch called for, and a tackle made immediately to Ethan Basalt.
And good coverage there by Lavelle Thomas, the senior defensive back. Looked like Basalt had a bit of room if he could have shake that first defender, but not able to do so. But for Simon Fraser, really good positive field position here, taking over at the 33-yard line, and had a couple shots in the first quarter here, and we will see it is Siebert at quarterback, and Richardson here to the close side, lined up as wide receiver. We'll see what this brings.
Kircher in the backfield as well. So when you look here for the Clan, they'll go to Kircher. He finds a little seam, tries to work behind his line, but not a lot there for him. Maybe a gain of about 2 yards. Siebert's had his moments. I think a flurry of touchdowns at the end of one game where the Clan rallied on the road. Did a good job there.
But also, unfortunately, a flurry of interceptions against Western Oregon.
Yeah, and that's youth being served in the GNAC. 5 interceptions for Siebert in his next game. That one to Richardson on the near sidelines, not close. Maybe they're trying to make that one work a little too much at this point.
Yeah, just a little bit off target with that throw. Kind of in between his 2 receivers. I'm not sure where he wanted to go with that one, but now a 3rd and 8 here for Simon Fraser. We'll see what Siebert can do. We know he can sling it. We know he can make these throws. It's just if he has the time and makes the right read here offensively.
Waiting the snap is the freshman. Sieber puts it up on the sidelines. What a catch. Oh, is that a good catch by Rising John?
Knocked away just at the last second. But they haven't been scared to throw it up to Rising John, and I don't blame him. At 6'7", that's we'll see it on the replay here. Does get some pressure up the middle.
Lavelle Thomas doing a good job there in coverage.
Boy, Rising John has about a foot on him, but knocked away very well.
So the Simon Fraser Clan are going to punt this football away. We're still scoreless in the early moments of the second quarter of play.
Howie, I think if you told Coach Tom Ford that it would be a scoreless game in the second quarter, I think he would have taken that. So offensively, still some work to do, but defensively, Simon Fraser really looks good tonight, and we'll see what they can do here as another great punt by Metzelaar pins the Cougars inside their own 20.
That's Josh Olave, has no room to navigate. And every time the unit's coming off the field, you're seeing that exuberance from this Clan team. This time as the special teams come off the field.
The SFU Spirit Shop has SFU branded clothing and merchandise and is proud to support SFU athletics. It's located at the Burnaby campus and the Maggie Benson Center. Pick up your SFU athletics swag today.
Simon Fraser defense again, looking to continue the streak. Ankle with the handoff immediately. Was that Zakel Reddick that I saw with a carry number 23, or Mike?
Yeah. We're seeing him here in the second quarter. They did basically split carries last game, and maybe we'll see if he can ignite this offense here, who has looked a bit sluggish, but a good job by Simon Fraser to rally to the ball and force about a 3-yard gain for Azusa Pacific.
So Reddick came in with 373 yards, the leading rusher on this team. This time Henkel will keep it. Throwing on the run to the sidelines, right in front of the Clan bench. They say no catch.
No, they say it was a catch.
The referee comes in and says yes.
That was a beautiful catch. I did not think that he could make that catch, but we'll see it here. Gets that foot down. Wow.
Was that Gage Allen, number 13, I believe, that made
Gage
the catch?
Allen. He's made a couple plays here tonight, and that was just a beautiful play. I did not think Henkel could squeeze it in there, but he did, and that's a beautiful pass on second down.
As he falls into the Clan bench, a first down for Azusa Pacific at the 38-yard line. Their own 38 here. Henkel steps up in the pocket. He's heading for the sidelines, heading for the marker, and I believe he's got the first down. He's going to move the sticks here.
Not really his forte, scrambling, but obviously when pressured, can step up and do it. And gets a first down for the Cougars.
I was waiting for him to slide, but he was locked in on those yardage sticks and got the first down just shy of midfield. First and 10 at they're calling it the 48-yard line. Just about at the 49 here. Simon Fraser, the bend but don't break defense. But this time, right up the gut, it's going to be Reddick, Zakel Reddick. And a healthy carry there for the Azusa Pacific running back. Called that a gain of about 12 yards.
Just a nice tight end trap play. He created a nice seam up the middle, and nobody touched him until about 10 yards down the field. First down there for the Cougars.
Reddick remains in the backfield. They'll hand it off again. This time he's met after about maybe a 2-yard gain at most there by the Simon Fraser Clan defense.
These kids are fired up. You see number 36, Paul Thomas. You see it on the replay here.
They're going to say no gain. Second down, a big one here for Simon Fraser. Would love to have Azusa in third and long. Henkel back to pass to the near sidelines, has a man. And he's going to get taken down, but number 9 with a nice catch there, Daryl Adams, will move the sticks and another first down for Azusa Pacific.
And brought some heat there, Simon Fraser, but not able to really cover up that wide side receiver again. It is a long throw for Henkel, but makes it and picks up the first down quite easily.
Well, the Clan defense getting a real test here. Reddick takes it again. He's got some open field. And that really is open. It's been a different ground game for Azusa Pacific since Reddick's come into the football game.
Yeah, they've looked much better with Reddick in the backfield. He's had a couple big carries on this drive and a couple nice throws by Henkel. A couple first downs straight here for the Cougars, marching down the field here. Just over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
At the 12-yard line with a first down, just shy of first and goal here for Azusa Pacific. Keeper for Henkel, he's going to get taken down just shy of the goal line.
Flags fly there on the far side. I think it's going to be a hold on this one's coming back. But boy, that's what the impact of a ground game can do. And when Reddick's been pounding the ground there, Henkel can just keep that and take it around the right side. But luckily for Simon Fraser, a hold on the right side of that line will bring this ball back.
And Henkel, not your prototypical running quarterback, as you say. I mean, he gets done what he needs to get done, but not their number 1 quarterback. It's Tyrone Williams.
Williams was GNAC Player of the Week a couple times early on in the season, so this is a big loss for the Cougar offense. We'll see how Henkel progresses here throughout this game.
So first and long, and they'll give it back to Reddick. He is just tearing it up every time he touches the ball. The Clan tackle there from Griffin Barrett, the linebacker.
Just well blocked there, Howie. I mean, there was no one there to touch him in the gap, and he just was able to pound that right side, take it down inside the 10-yard line, get that penalty yardage back, no problem, plus more.
So 2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line, it looks like here for assignment for Azusa Pacific. They've been ground and pound all the way down the field here with Zakel Riddick. This time they'll keep it. And Henkel is going to go around the end, and he gets in for the touchdown. So a 9-yard run. Jesse Henkel with the touchdown for Azusa Pacific. And
again, we just talked about the impact that a ground game can have. And because Reddick had been running so effectively there through the defensive line of Simon Fraser, Henkel just pulls it. The ends crash, and Henkel's got no contain, nobody to chase him down, and he scampers into the end zone for 6.
And the point after is good, so 7-0 now the score. Simon Fraser playing shutout defense for the majority of this first half, but with 7:43 remaining until the half. Azusa Pacific, Nick, maybe more what we thought we'd see, just in terms of commanding at the point of attack.
Definitely, that looked more like the Azusa Pacific team that we're used to. Really not much ability to put up any defense there for Simon Fraser. Big plays, big chunk plays over 10 yards, basically on every down, and the Cougars really put their stamp on that drive effectively with the touchdown run by Henkel. But it's going to be, we're going to have to see how Simon Fraser is going to bounce back, right? We talked about how difficult the second quarter has been for them, but you have to know that, being 0-0 with a once nationally ranked team after the first quarter, that's a big win for you. And now that you know you can hang with them, you might as well keep playing, right? We've got 2.5 quarters left here for Simon Fraser, and offensively stalled a bit in these past couple drives. We'll see who they bring out quarterback here, whether it's going to be Richardson or Siebert after this return. But Simon Fraser will need to respond with something offensively here on this drive.
Looks like Metters and Kircher back to receive. That's going to be Metters, number 15. Ooh, and he is met. Great special teams play there, and the tackle downfield by Aaron Berry, the senior linebacker.
Barry's their leading tackler on defense and does it in all phases of the game there for Simon Fraser. He's first in the GNAC in tackles with 57 tackles, but chips in on special teams as well.
Great pursuit downfield and locked in on Robert Metters.
But again, we talked about it there, Howie, and we do see Siebert under center and Richardson in the left slot there on the far side. Hopefully they can string together a couple of first downs here.
1st and 10 from the 23. Siebert rolls under duress, throws on the run and finds a man, just can't hang on to the football. A flag will fly.
A couple flags flew there.
That was Richardson that he went to with that pass. And I kind of wonder, we talked about the struggles in the second quarter. Do you think that's why Coach Ford went to a different look immediately as they started the second quarter?
Maybe to try and just get ahead of it a bit here. An ineligible man downfield there for Simon Fraser, so that'll move them back. I believe they'll take that penalty as well. Push Simon Fraser further back into their own territory. But you never know what head coach Tom Ford's got up his sleeve here. And Siebert's look good in spurts, and so has Richardson. So maybe just trying to trade them off of one another and see who gets hot here as this game progresses.
1st and long, Siebert to the sidelines, has Richardson. And Miles battling there, gets back to just past the original line of scrimmage.
You see Siebert pretty confident there in the pocket. Can sling it when he has time. And a nice route there by Richardson, hauls it in, and like you mentioned, how he gets about 7 yards on that play, making this second down much more manageable.
This time it's a handoff. It's Kircher. Spin move there in the hole, but can't find any real estate. Very quickly brought down.
And just offensively, Howie, not much movement by this offensive line in the run game. They've been able to protect the quarterback well, but really not opening up any big holes for either Kircher or Nelson offensively, and really maybe going to have to switch up what they're doing as their plan of attack with the run game if they want to keep this offense balanced.
So 3rd down and about 7 yards to go here. Freshman quarterback in for Simon Fraser. Cyber will put some mustard on it. Intended target looked to be Devin O'Hay, number 17, but right in the same area, Miles Richardson. Something went wrong there.
Yeah, probably a miscommunication there by the wide receiver. Decent throw by, very good throw by Siebert, but 2 receivers basically tripped over themselves, and we'll see it here on the replay. 2 receivers trip over themselves on the right side and almost intercepted, which could have been really bad. But you see Richardson and O'Hay there hitting each other and neither one of them able to haul it in.
So Josh Olave back to receive the punt of the Clan. Down at about his own 36-yard line, no fair catch called for. Dances and makes a great move to the sideline. Olave, dynamic return over midfield to about the Simon Fraser 46-yard line.
They look good on that return, and looking good on their last drive was Azusa Pacific, and now they've got the ball inside of Simon Fraser University territory to start this drive. And for Simon Fraser, need to stop here defensively, or at least hold them to a field goal attempt, because this game can get away from them quick. We know this offense is very dangerous, even with their backup quarterback under center. So a stop here needed by Simon Fraser.
Short field to hand off again. They stay with the running game and power their way for about 3 or 4 yards. Once again, Zakel Reddick.
And why not if you're Azusa Pacific? Reddick was working, running downhill very well. At least Simon Fraser was able to hold him to only a gain of about 3 yards there, making it 2nd and 7. But offensively for Azusa Pacific, they seem to have found some elixir that works for them early on in the second quarter with Reddick. We'll see if they just continue to feed this guy down the field here.
We talked about that completion percentage for Henkel being about 40%, not a real slinger, based on a small sample size, though. He's going to take it to the sidelines. Driven out of bounds there by Matteo Montagliani.
And that was well read. That quarterback keeper not really falling for the inside pressure there from Reddick. And the outside contained done really well. Hinkle has to stretch it out, push them out of bounds for only about a 1-yard gain. And defensively, if you can get this done for Simon Fraser, holding them to a 3-and-out inside your own territory when they take the ball over there, that's a big victory for Simon Fraser.
And that Clan sideline offering their support, literally jumping with cheers for the Clan defense here on 3rd and long. A handoff, Reddick. He dances in the hole. It gets taken down shy of the first down, I believe.
You probably think they're in 4-down territory here, Howie. Missed a short field goal earlier on. You're probably not going to be punting from here. So when you realize you're in 4-down territory, just chip away a little bit more, making it 4th and a little bit more manageable here.
4th and about 2.5 here.
We'll see what the Cougars have dialed up. For Simon Fraser, this would be a big stop and a big motivation or momentum shift here in the second quarter.
They'll keep it the same with Zakel Reddick in the backfield. Henkel will pass, lots of time to stand in there, and he delivers it, knocked away, unable to hold on to it, is a number 82 of the Cougars, Jordan Bogardus. Great job there from Shea Karstens.
And it really was good coverage. It was one-on-one in the slot. Simon Fraser brought some heat, and we'll see it here on the replay. Henkel looks over the middle to his receiver. Well played there. Just able to drive him into the ground and knocks that ball out of there. Great play by Shea Karstens.
Shea Karstens, a sophomore from O'Day High School. So the real tradition for their football and basketball teams in the metro area of Seattle. And Miles Richardson now back at quarterback. Handoff to Kircher. Tries to move behind the pile, a gain of about 2 yards. So with 4 minutes to go in the half, the head coach Thomas Ford gets his starting pivot back under center.
And no need to rush here for Simon Fraser. You obviously, even if you can't score, you don't want to give Azusa enough time that they can drive down and score again here. So Simon Fraser, work the clock here. Take your time and obviously don't have any turnovers offensively.
2nd and 8 for the Clan. Approaching midfield. Richardson, through the hands of Robert Metters.
Well, we talked about this last week. Bit of a theme here tonight as well. Just a couple drops, maybe some nerves, who knows, coming home after a couple weeks away, playing in front of your family. But boy, the Simon Fraser receivers really got to hold on to the ball here in the second quarter here against a really good team. You can't afford to have those kind of drops.
And what was working, Nick, on those first couple of possessions, all the PIs they were drawing with Rise and John, and we haven't seen them go in the direction of big number 19.
They've been attacking more of the middle of the field, not flipping it up to John here, but now we've got 3rd and 8, and maybe this is an opportunity where they see John one-on-one.
Colt Maddock, the defensive lineman out of Red Deer, Alberta, being helped off the field.
That's 2 offensive linemen down to injuries, Howie.
Really testing the Clan's depth up front. Richardson out of the gun has Kircher in the backfield, but he's going to look to pass, steps up in the pocket, decides he's going to run, knows where the marker is, and courageously Miles Richardson, looks like he got the first down, depends where they spot it, but looks like they will move the sticks very quickly.
And that's one of the big differences between Siebert and Richardson. Siebert's a little bit less fleet of foot than Richardson, and defensively, Azusa Pacific really drops back into a pretty soft zone, and Richardson sees that parting of the Red Sea and able to run up the middle and get that first down at midfield.
The Clan trying to get a march going here. Kircher in the heavy going. Again, a minimal gain there for number 30.
He's getting about 2 yards of carry there for Kircher. You'd love for it to be a little bit more, but obviously better than a loss. So Simon Fraser committed to this run game, and that's what's going to keep the clock moving as well here as we tick under 3 minutes in the second quarter. We'll see Simon Fraser again just trying to keep that this attack balanced.
2nd and 8 at the Azusa 48-yard line. Richardson delivers a deep ball here. Receiver fell downfield though, and that was Metters. The coverage being provided, Nick, by Quentin Frazier.
Boy, and I thought he had a onesie over the middle. Pretty open there down the field, but just didn't see him. Locked in on Metters, but falls incomplete. And now another long third down conversion here for Simon Fraser.
Simon Fraser has had success on 3rd and long tonight, so we'll see what happens here. They keep Kircher in the backfield. Ooh, and some movement up front. I'm not sure if that was Christian Phillips that moved on that line, the tight end.
Going to be 3rd and a bit longer.
Yeah, indeed, Christian Phillips. So Simon Fraser makes the job a lot tougher here, making it about 3rd and 13. On their side of the field now at about the 46-yard line. Big play here for quarterback Miles Richardson and company. Great pass over the middle for a key. Kester Awunze checked that in, unable to connect with number 81.
Yeah, found a bit of a soft spot in that zone there. And again, the Cougars really just dropping, not bringing a lot of pressure, giving Richardson time to make his throws, and just a bit high there for Simon Fraser, out of the reach of Awunze.
So the Clan will have to punt it away here. And have to bring that defensive mindset back. A great job by the defensive unit to deny Azusa Pacific on the last possession. 2:20 remaining in the opening half of play in a low-scoring game. Low line drive punt. Fielded inside the 20, but a great return in the making here. And great speed there. The return by Olave and the tackle, I believe, by Matt Duda. St. Thomas More Knight, number 2.
Yeah, we saw a flash of his nice return there on that last punt return, and he really flips the field here.
Boy,
for the Cougars.
They're giving them short fields every time, Nick, as you say, and really putting a lot of pressure on this Clan defense again. Let's see what this Clan defense can do. Lennox back to stay. He takes it again and works behind that O-line. Big push of about 5 yards.
And now on the flip side, the Cougars have lots of time. Minute 52 ticking down now, but 3 timeouts. Lots of time for them to be able to punch one in here, but defensively, another big stand for Simon Fraser would be great. Holding Azusa at only 7 points in the first half would be a minor miracle here.
They fake it to Reddick, go to the sideline. Incomplete is the pass. Again to number 9, Daryl Adams.
We've just seen that a couple times, Howie. Just a touch off offensively, whether it be the routes that the receivers are running or the throws from Hinkle, but offensively not looking quite as polished in the passing game as we're used to seeing here from Azusa Pacific. Their ground game very effective, but Hinkle struggling a bit with his throws tonight.
Well, Reddick's gone in there, giving them something they can lean on. You're right about that, because before he came in, the run game and the pass game were stalled. Flags fly as Henkel takes a shot downfield. Oh, and that's a catch made. We'll see what the call is on the... Looks like he made a catch of it at about the 5-yard line.
It's going to come back.
Illegal formation by the Azusa offense. A tough break there for Weston Carr, the junior, who came down with that football.
Yeah, Carr's their leading receiver. He's actually 5th in Division II with 9 receiving touchdowns. But we really haven't seen him a ton tonight offensively, as we mentioned, Henkel struggling with some throws. A big play there, unfortunately for Azusa, taken away by that penalty, luckily for Simon Fraser.
Tyrone Williams had given him 14 touchdown passes before getting injured. So 3rd and about 13. That's a tough break for Azusa Pacific. Hinkle wants to throw it again. He's got a lot of protection. And the Clan doing a great job coming in with the tackle there, Matt Duda.
Yeah, and really on third down, that's what you want. Defensively from Simon Fraser. You see Duda just chasing his man across the field, able to wrap up, make that tackle. Looked like Allen might have been a bit nicked up. Maybe fell on the ball, got winded a bit. But for Simon Fraser, on third and long, you take everything deep away from Hinkle and just force him to flip it down short, and now rally up, make the tackle, and force a fourth down.
Well, what a terrific job they have done, the Clan defense, in this opening half of play. The offense still being shut out. But Azusa Pacific, a team on the periphery of the national top 25. And Simon Fraser's only allowed the one touchdown in this first half of play here on Clan TV. .56 seconds remaining in this opening half of play.
I see they do indeed trot out the punt unit here. So another big victory for Simon Fraser defensively. Really, aside from that one drive that was really overpowering from Azusa Pacific, really haven't put much together. And Simon Fraser really forcing some, having some really great defensive plays, forcing some quick throws by Hinkle, and have luckily had some calls and some drops as well by the Cougars.
The short fields they've given them, you just figured, Nick, by the time this half was up, they're going to give up another touchdown. They were consistently allowing Azusa Pacific to start on their own side of midfield. But what a job the defense has done. Not sure what the delay is here.
Just chatting here. Well, while we do have a moment, I will tell you about, for the latest athletics news, stats, videos, and more, visit athletics.sfu.ca. You can also stay connected with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at #RepTheLeaf, at #NCAA. And tonight you can watch the game on demand at athletics.sfu.ca/on-demand.
And the Cougars will indeed punt the football. Fair catch called for there by Ethan Basalt. And with 50 seconds left, the Clan
have some time, three timeouts.
And yeah, all the timeouts there still, and a chance to see what Miles Richardson can do at quarterback.
See what Coach Ford has drawn up here. I mean, obviously you're happy with 7-0 against you. You'd love to have some points, but you also don't want to do anything offensively that's going to hurt you and have some points against you, which last week there was a fumble recovered close to the goal line. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want negative plays here offensively. So be smart. Don't force any throws that you don't have to. And but take your shot if you have it. You got 3 timeouts.
Well, Jason Nelson back into the football game, and he is not going to take it. It's going to be Richardson, I believe, with a keeper. Miles hustling his guys back. Not going to use a timeout here? Or?
Looks like they'll maybe just see what the Cougars do here, and if they do get a first down here, then take that timeout.
Out of about 28 seconds here. Nelson hurdles the tackler and has a shorter gain as they call for time. Or are they not? It's the clock's still ticking here.
Now it looks like they might just be running out the clock here, Howie. You give the impression that you're running the clock, and so Azusa won't use their timeouts, but one more play here before halftime.
Richardson back to pass on the final play of the opening half, scrambling away from pressure, a flag thrown.
I think it's probably going to be a hold, but they'll decline in the half here, I believe.
Richardson is headed. And that's going to do it. So 7-0 is our halftime score. Nick, it's, wow, I mean, Simon Fraser is in the game.
Got him right where we want him, Howie.
7-0 they trail to highly touted Azusa Pacific here at the half. So the Clan will retire to the halftime locker room and hopefully come out with a a bit more offensive punch in that second half if they can manage something, but right where they want to be, just in terms of still having themselves in a position to do something productive in the second half. We will take a short break here. Howard Simmer and Nick Sersky back with more before the second half begins here on Client TV. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Here, Paul. Here, Devin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing.
Large crowd filing into the Redwood Bowl tonight. It is sunny and beautiful. Mid-60s as the chain gang makes their way in as well.
Own it! Believe it! And let's leave it on the field, baby. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! 1, 2, 3,
It is almost time for kickoff. Humboldt State Lumberjacks taking on Simon Fraser University. Near side still on his feet to the far side and taken down. Richardson goes over the middle, has a receiver going for the end zone, and a great play made. And it's going to be a handoff to the running back over the right stop. Here's the kick. What a spectacular pitch and catch. It's going to be a pass. They're going to look for the end zone, and it's thrown to the corner. Catch is made. Shot, and it's batted down. Wow. To Phillips over the far side. He ducks under one Lumberjack, and he's in for a touchdown. Seconds. And making the stop.
Pass is complete for a clear first down.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hello, I'm Tegan McKay, and we are the freshmen of the SFU women's soccer team. Today we will be playing the game Guess That Name. Here we go!
Go.
Jenna. Good. Sam. Michaela. Kate. Praying.
No.
Come on.
Not coach, but
Anna.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Short. Emma Lobo. Jenna Lobo.
Allison. No. Christina. Plays on the wing.
Tennis. Michaela. Come on.
Go.
Kate. Sam.
No.
Carly.
Plays holding right now because
It's Hollis. Me. Emma. Carly. Lobo.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
Twins. Yeah. Okay. Christina and Allison. Sam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like gingerish hair.
Claire.
Yeah.
She's a ginger. Like she's ginger.
Looks like there's no competition. Team 2 won.
Woo!
Team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Team! Let's go!
I'm Marcus Brown. We are on the 14th hole at Coeur d'Alene Resort, and we're gonna see if we can hit it on the green. It does look wider down here, hey? But like we said, as big as the green is,
we got better angle.
The water is much bigger. Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No. Well, Scott, you remember that long iron you hit last hole? It's not gonna work very good here. not against the 7, it's 190, right? But if it's only 170 to the front, you hit a 6, you protect against a chunk, right?
I don't think you want to be thinking about the chunks here.
You don't want to think about the chunk.
No.
Oh, it's a little left. Ah! There's one place you want a deep breath. It's right here. Just aim in the very middle of the land. Oh, guys, that's so far. That's like the iron on 10, boys. Oh my gosh, the goat has screwed it.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
It's wet, folks. It's wet. You've just witnessed the best player in SFU history choke it on 14. It's never a good sign when you have to go in the boat with your whole set or more than just a putter, but it's just a reality.
It's a pretty sweet hole, dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Scott, where are you on the green? It's not what I want to see. No, I'm ready. I'm up here. Oh, it's sad. It's sad. Did you see that? So, rolled out. Like, we've been playing all these years thinking Chris was good. And he steps up here and hits it in the water.
What a bogey. What a bogey.
We've been chirping him the whole time, and if I miss this, I tie him.
That sucks. Sorry, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry about the pins, man. Just worry about watching your ball land.
Just middle of the green.
Yeah. Just think about finding your ball off the tee.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir, I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division 2. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division 2 and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game. Because we're here to play and learn, but most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And welcome back, everybody, to Clan TV. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky here, halftime. And the start of the second half, about 4 minutes away. The Azusa Pacific Cougars with a 7-0 lead over the Simon Fraser Clan. Nick, we were pouring over the numbers. Low offensive numbers in the
Not many numbers to pour over.
What jumps out at you?
Really, offensively on both sides of the ball, nothing impressive really for either team. I mean, Simon Fraser's got 85 yards of total offense with 35 plays. And really, aside from that one great drive that Azusa had in the second quarter, 175 yards total offensively. And if you take away that big drive, really, they're sitting around the same as Simon Fraser. So both teams, I think, probably would want more out of their offense. But defensively, for Simon Fraser, you have to be happy. Of course, that big interception there by Verdugo capped that one drive. But Simon Fraser has really... Azusa Pacific has had the ball in Simon Fraser territory between the 35 and 50-yard line, and Simon Fraser's been able to stop them. And offensive efficiency for Azusa, 0 for 5 on third down. That really sticks out to me. And then 6 penalties for 60 yards with Azusa, and we saw that keep a couple of Simon Fraser's drives alive. And they're 4 of 11 on third down, and 11 third down conversions, or not conversions, but opportunities is a lot in general. And so we'll see. I think offensively, both teams a lot to be desired. But defensively for Simon Fraser, got to keep up the intensity. You see those guys jumping up and down around down there. They're fired up tonight that they're keeping this highly touted offense in check, relatively in check, and really right in this game, 7-0 down as we enter the second half.
7-0 down. Football's a special game. You can hit a big play. You can change the whole complexion of the game, Nick, but 16 carries for 13 yards by that Clan rushing attack. If they can't improve on those numbers, can they will themselves to an upset here simply on the arm of Miles Richardson?
Well, and you always want to stay balanced, but you also have to understand what's working for you. And so for Simon Fraser, if that run game's not working and they're getting negative yardage on runs, maybe we try some wide receiver screens, some screen passes, things like that maybe get the ball out in space, that kind of extended runs that you see in the college game today. Because what we're doing up the middle isn't quite working. Azusa Pacific's front, those big three guys up front have really stuffed the run game for Simon Fraser, and so maybe you just adjust offensively, and that's what football is. It's a game of adjustments. Both teams have gone back to their halftimes. They probably yelled at each other, yelled at their own teams, like, "What the heck are we doing out there?" And so you have 20 minutes to make some adjustments. And I'm interested to see what Simon Fraser can do offensively to adjust to this Cougar defense that has pretty much held them in check tonight.
Do you expect much more of Miles Richardson lining up as a receiver with Justin Sieber? That seemed a little too rehearsed to me in certain stages.
And I think that Richardson had a really good first quarter.
He did.
And we saw Siebert come in and not quite make as many throws that we'd seen Richardson do. But with Richardson at wide receiver, you do have another offensive weapon out there that you're confident in. So we'll see what Simon Fraser responds with here. But I think Richardson was the more efficient quarterback in this first quarter, in the first half. But we'll see. I mean, you just got to kind of do what works. And we'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
And I believe it will be Azusa Pacific receiving the kick. They kicked off to Simon Fraser to open this game.
And while we do have a moment, we'll talk a little bit about the upcoming games. Simon Fraser is going to go to Central Washington next week. Another big opponent there. They were currently ranked 24th overall in the nation. Next Saturday, October 20th, Saturday at 6 p.m. kickoff. And then they are next at home against the Western Oregon Wolves here on Clan TV, but also up at Terry Fox Field, November 3rd, Saturday, 6 p.m. Howie and I will be right back here. And that was an exciting game early on in the season where a couple bad second quarter really hurt them. But Simon Fraser was able to stick with Western Oregon in the second half, and hopefully they can continue that in their next game against them here on Terry Fox Field.
And really, as we talked about those second quarter bugaboos, Nick, they literally got over the hump today. I mean, they did allow a touchdown, but grudgingly gave up the touchdown, and I thought were so much more responsible in that opening half of play. They're getting ready to kick it off here as we get set to open the third quarter of play. And it looks like it's going to be Quentin Fraser, number 7. Looks to be the return man, awaiting this kickoff at his own goal line. Keith Metzelar with the kickoff to get us underway here in the second half. Fielded. And a nice return underway here. Breaking tackles. Finally taken down by the Clan's number 22, Gabe Lopes.
And Lopez really helping Simon Fraser out there. Boy, if he would have busted that one, he would have gone a long way. But
again, pretty good field position here.
Pretty good field position for Azusa, but that hasn't seemed to be a problem for Simon Fraser. They've been able to hold up defensively, but we're going to see what Azusa can do here as they've adjusted at halftime. See what they come out and do offensively here with this first drive in the second half.
Well, I think that Azusa coaching staff also stressed 0 for 5 on third down, and they really want to make sure they complete more of their plays here. Pass to the sideline is going to go incomplete to number 13, Gage Allen, to start the third quarter.
And you know that if you're Azusa Pacific, if you ever want to be ranked again throughout the remainder of this year, you're going to have to put up a lot of points against the Simon Fraser team. And so you know that they're frustrated offensively. You see it, another overthrow there by Hankel. But for Simon Fraser defensively, just keep bearing down, keep doing what you're doing. You've been able to keep them in check here so far. Just keep it up.
Hankel 85 yards passing, 7 of 15 in that first half of play. On second down, the handoff. They'll go to Reddick. He is pursued shy of the first down marker. The tackle there made by number 29, Colby Boljevic.
Well, that was Grandison back in there.
Did I get my guy mixed up there? Was that
32 Grandison with a nice carry there? That's probably one of his best carries of the night. We haven't seen him since the first quarter, but maybe just spelling off Reddick a bit here. But another big third down conversion here. Azusa Pacific 0 for 5 in the first half. We'll see if Simon Fraser can come up with a 6th stop here.
3rd and 3 for the Cougars. And as Nick says, Grandison, the running back in the backfield, but Henkel will throw it through the hands of number 82, Bagardis. And here they go again on third down.
And pressured there by Brad Lyons off the edge, but Henkel just not a great throw there, just off target. The receiver sat down right at the first yard marker, and Henkel just off target and brings up a 4th down.
Well, like we said, he came in here with a 40% completion percentage. So the punt unit in now for the Cougars, and awaiting to return Ethan Basalt. Cougars will watch it roll, and they're going to down it at about the 12-yard line. So a nice punt there by Azusa Pacific, but a chance for Simon Fraser to reinvent themselves offensively here in the second half of play. Nick, I'm excited to see how they're going to try and build some momentum here.
Absolutely. We saw some good things again in that first quarter, but really dried up there in the second as Azusa was really able to counter what Siebert was bringing. We'll see both Siebert and Richardson trotting out. So it looks like Siebert will be at quarterback and Richardson over there in the high slot.
Interesting. I want jump balls in Ryzen John's direction, and he's lined up on the far side of the field, number 19. He was drawing some PIs, 2 or 3 of them there in that opening quarter of play. Sieber with Nelson in the backfield. Looks like McCabe in motion there. The handoff to Nelson. And Jason Nelson just cannot find the seam there. That O-line just unable to power him through. A short gain there for Jason Nelson.
Yep, 2nd and 7, and Nelson really struggled there in the first half. Just 3 carries for 2 yards, and just not able to get much going.
Nothing would open up there from that O-line. A pass here from Sieber, and he goes to Christian Phillips, driven back. Not sure if there was a gain there at all. Well, they're going to mark about a 3-yard gain.
It makes it 3rd and manageable.
Wow,
here.
That is manageable. I didn't think he had gotten that far up. We're just at a bad angle here to get the extent of that catch, but Christian Phillips, a nice job there to bring up 3rd and short. Simon Fraser at the 20-yard line. Ooh, and cut down immediately there was McCabe.
But he's got enough for the first down. Just kind of saw McCabe in the flat there, and the defense late to react to his pattern. Quick flip out there by Siebert, picks up a first down, and that's offensively what you want to do. Yeah, offensively, that's what you want to do.
Clan doing a great job converting on 3rd down, and it's kept them in the game here. 1st and 10 from the 24. Nelson with a handoff met immediately by a host of Azusa Pacific tacklers. They got to rethink something there. It's not working.
Yeah, these shotgun runs aren't. We've seen Kircher and Nelson give it a try back there, but really we've only maybe seen a biggest gain of 3 or maybe 4 yards. But Coach Tom Ford wants to keep this offense balanced, but maybe we'll have to look at another way to do it here this evening.
2nd and 10 for Simon Fraser. Whistles blow. Well, actually calling it 2nd and 11, a 1-yard loss.
Now flags here.
And a false start, I think, being called here against the Clan. Spencer McCabe getting called for the infraction. Will march him back another 5 yards.
Simon Fraser relatively disciplined in the first half. Only 4 penalties for 25 yards, but penalties like those hurt you that aren't even in the play penalties. It's just before the snap call that makes it 2nd and longer.
So 2nd and 15, more like 2nd and 16. A very long 15 here for Sieber, who steps up, delivers a short pass. Ryzen John there to scoop it up off the turf. They will count that as a catch, but
yeah, well done there by Siebert. I mean, he's not really known for his fleet of foot, but that pocket presence was good. Stepped up. A little bit of a rush there by Azusa, but makes this 3rd down much more manageable.
I think Ryzen John did a great job to come back to the football there to keep this alive and make it 3rd and about 4.5 yards to go. So we talked about the Clan, 5 of 12 on 3rd down. Yep. Sieber, a bullet inside to Ryzen John, almost breaks the tackle, but a great job to move the chains and going to number 19, a smart move for Sieber.
And a beautiful route combination there by John and Richardson on the top side. We'll see it here. And just wide open over the middle. Easy pitch and catch there for Ryzen John. A big target over the middle. Easy, another 3rd down conversion.
Wow, 1st and 10 at the 43, the Clan. Trying to find some rhythm here. They go to Nelson. This time he's got a bit more room. Looks like Nelson's going to gain about 3 yards on that carry.
Still not much, but wanting to keep balanced here. And again, makes it 2nd and 7 as opposed to 2nd and 11. So Coach Tom Ford really committed to this ground game, getting touches for his guys, maybe just trying to grind away at that Azusa Pacific front here. And as an offensive line, you love run blocking. So maybe just letting his big hogs eat up front and drive downfield.
Wunze and John go wide. That's Miles Richardson, number 8 in the slot. McCabe in motion. Sieber finds Richardson. He's got the first down and more. Miles Richardson across midfield. What a great job by number 8, the quarterback turned receiver for another Clan first down.
And we talked a bit about that, Howie, just setting up some screens and getting your position, getting your speed players the ball in the open field and really just drawing that rush up the field. Richardson able to snag it, turn upfield, pick up a first down and more. And now we're inside Cougar territory.
1st and 10 at the Azusa 43-yard line. Justin Sieber, the freshman, remaining in at quarterback, steps in downfield, wanted Ryzen John, but just not enough zip on that pass.
And looked like the same kind of route combination that they found John open over the middle, but this time well covered by the Cougars, and a little bit more pressure from the Cougar defensive line there, causing Siebert to throw that a little bit further than John could make it.
And those are tough ones for the big guy, too. They're not jump balls. He's running pass patterns and really expending a lot out there. Siebert puts it up. On the sidelines, has a man, and it's Kester Awunze. Nice catch along the sideline.
Wow, that was a great play there by Awunze. Siebert put it in a spot where only he could catch it, but Awunze really got some elevation there. We'll see it on the replay as Simon Fraser hurries to the line, but Awunze in one-on-one coverage. Nice catch, catches it with his hands, keeps it away from the defender, Thomas, and picks up another first down.
And that's why the freshman is in there. He's got a nice flare. Oh, they go to Nelson. It collapses, and he gets driven back for a loss.
And
in
again,
spite of that lack of that running game.
Just not much in the run game here, and going backwards 5 yards, maybe 3 yards, second and about 13 maybe. But, boy, really going to have to try something else here in the run game, maybe some screen passes, some hitch passes, something to because this Cougar defense is feasting on those shotgun runs.
Second and about 8 yards to go here. Cyber, not sure who he is going to. It looked like he was looking for Richardson coming across the middle. But not a lot of timing there.
And just it was looking for Richardson over the middle, but just a little bit off. And now another third down. See if they can convert this one. This would be huge.
Well, if they convert this one, I'm going to say there's something in the air on third down tonight, because I don't know if the football gods are going to let you test them like that constantly throughout the evening.
But already, 3 third down conversions on this drive alone.
And this one third and long. Cyber, immediate pressure, is going to get sacked. And that'll go to the initial contact from number 20, Ben Sukut.
They brought some heat there, just not well picked up by the running back. The running back checked outside, and the blitzer came right up the middle, taking Siebert down and nowhere to go. And that'll force a punt here for Simon Fraser. Boy, you really don't want to take a negative play there, because it might have been 4 down territory. But hopefully Metzelar can pin them down deep. We've seen some great returns by Olave. Hopefully he won't be able to get one on this kick.
Well, we'll see if the coverage group as well can make something special happen. Talked about Olave's elusiveness. Almost blocked. That's going to take a Azusa bounce, fielded quickly there by Matteo Montagliani of the Clan.
But offensively, put something together there for Simon Fraser. Really pushes Azusa down the field, and other than that one drive, we've really seen that they haven't been able to sustain much, and especially on third down, they've really struggled. So defensively here, Simon Fraser, if you can get a stop and get the ball back around midfield, that would be a big win here for this defense.
That is Bryce Grandison, the junior, back in at running back. He'll take the handoff. They make a hole for him, and he powers up the middle. Grandison getting some good yards on first down for Azusa Pacific.
Yeah, brought a run blitz there. I think that was 41, Shane Ward, that brought the run blitz, but hit the wrong gap, or maybe not the wrong gap, but for the run, and the left side opened up there for Grandison, and gets about 7 yards on that carry.
2nd and 3 here for Azusa Pacific. Hankel with Grandison in the backfield. Steps back to pass, feels the pressure. Little screen pass there to Grandison. Not squeezed, so the Clan defense doing it again. They'll bring up 3rd down here.
And again, Hankel just on a short screen pass, unable to find his receiver. There was yardage there to be gained if Grandison can bring this in, and we see Simon Fraser able to force maybe a poor throw there by Hankel. But again, another 3rd down opportunity here for Simon Fraser's defense to make a big stop here. We'll see if they can keep the goose egg going for Azusa Pacific.
Low scoring game, 7-0 lead for the Cougars in white. 3rd down. This has been the Clan's time. Henkel runs to the sideline. He's going to get taken down, and the Clan do it again on defense. Trying to get the number of that Clan player with the big tackle there. I believe that's Griffin Barrett, the linebacker, number 33, that came in there and made the big play.
Well, now an injury down there on the far side. I think that's Hankel. Boy, that would be devastating for Azusa.
Well, they're still listing Tyrone Williams Jr. as the backup quarterback on the depth chart on the 2 deep here, but not too sure if you can spy number 5 if Hankel is too injured to continue.
They've got somebody throwing on the far sideline. Looks like number 11, Anthony Catalano, the sophomore, 5'9" sophomore from Corona, California. Looks like he's up and throwing. Won't have to worry about that for this drive, as Simon Fraser has stopped Azusa Pacific once again on 3rd down. But it does look like Catalano getting warmed up there for Azusa Pacific.
And he's a transfer to Southern Utah. Clan defense has had a fine evening here. Driven back, a towering punt.
What a kick.
And that's going to get fielded inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, no. And Howie had clipped one of the Simon Fraser players, and Azusa jumped on it. They're going to get the ball inside Simon Fraser 10-yard line. Boy, that's one where you just got to stay away. If you're going to let it bounce, just let it bounce and go away. Boy, that could be
oh my gosh.
That could be devastating here for Simon Fraser, and we'll see how Hankel's doing. But boy, what a flip of field position here.
Oh my gosh.
For Simon Fraser.
So the big play of the night here, and really the game's momentum kind of hinged on this play now, as Azusa Pacific steps right into the...
And it is number 5, Tyrone Williams, in at quarterback.
His handoff to Grandison. He's going to get driven back, but boy, they are just perched in the red zone.
See, perhaps maybe it's a... Not sure what kind of injury it is for Williams, but if he can't run or can't throw, maybe we'll see just a lot of the ground game here from Azusa Pacific. But you'd think if he was healthy, you'd want him in there.
Here they go. Tyrone Williams, wearing number 5, as we mentioned, their number 1 quarterback. Back to pass. Williams is going to tuck it and keep it and drive down towards the goal line. Going to get taken down at about the 1 or 2 yard line, it looks like.
Those legs look okay, so
it could be something nagging, and Simon Fraser has not won a GNAC game in quite a while. They may be thinking maybe we can
preserve him for next week, possibly.
But with Hankel's injury,
pressed into action here.
Certainly pressed into action is right. And the Clan defense needs to come up huge here on 3rd and goal from about the 2 yard line. Grandison getting pushed over the goal line. That looks to be a touchdown. Wait for the signal from the officials. Indeed, they're signaling the touchdown there. So Grandison powers his way over from about 2 yards out for the touchdown. That's a tough one to
just an unfortunate way to allow that touchdown on special teams. A 70-yard punt from a punter that clips one of your your blockers as you're trying to just let the ball die, and picked up inside your own 10. 3 straight rushes there from Azusa, and now they're up 14 or 13-0 pending the extra point.
That's a tough pill to swallow for Simon Fraser, who have just gone the distance and played so well defensively here tonight. Bit of an unfortunate gaffe on special teams. Just sets it up for Azusa Pacific. They take full advantage with their starting quarterback in the game now.
Fans, did you know that you can now purchase tickets to SFU football games online? Visit athletics.sfu.ca/tickets to buy yours today and save $2. Admission is free for all SFU students, staff, and faculty. Parking is also free for fans 90 minutes prior to the start of the event. Visit our website for more details.
Good to see Brad Lyons walking off under his own power, Nick. Certainly they need the presence of that veteran.
Big senior presence there in that
that's for sure.
Defensive front.
So now the Simon Fraser clan need to dial up something special on special teams themselves, and maybe that's going to come from the return group here. Robert Metters, number 15, as well as Casey Kircher, number 30, the 2 players back to return the kickoff. Oh, that one just takes the wind out of you.
Really does, and Simon Fraser had the momentum there in the second half, really limiting what Azusa could do and looking to take the ball over offensively, and then with one touch of the ball, Azusa Pacific gets it inside the 10-yard line, and we'll get on that ball. There you go. Okay.
Looks like McCabe, 87, fielded it off the bounce, and Spencer McCabe will push it up towards about the 20-yard line for Simon Fraser. We'll see what happens here in terms of what head coach Thomas Ford wants to do with his quarterback system here.
And you've got to respond now because down 2 scores here. Just over 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Offensively, had a nice drive here to start the third quarter, but want to piece something together a little bit more here and try and get some points on the board. Make this a game.
They're going to go with Cyber, the freshman, and they continue to go with Miles Richardson in the slot. Cyber looking for a man over the middle, and he's got him. It's Ryzen John right at the midfield stripe. Big catch by the big former Vancouver College star, Ryzen John.
And that deep in for John has really been there in this second half. I think they've run it 3 times and completed it twice for a big gain. We'll see it here, what Siebert's looking at as he looks down the field. Checks to his right, looks off the safety, and then throws it to John. Nice completion.
As athletic as I've ever seen the big guy, really working on building that speed. Flags fly. Is it procedure?
Looks like it.
Tyler Wood, the offensive lineman, the junior out of Fresno, California, getting called for the infraction there to make it 1st and 15 for the Clan. Sieber hands to Nelson. And there is nothing there. He wants to turn the corner, Nick, but just can't get there.
Azusa is flying to the ball defensively when Simon Fraser decides to run it. Really only about a gain of a yard there for Nelson. Pretty ineffective here the run game tonight, as we've mentioned, but at least they tried something outside zone as opposed to the inside zone, which had
just not working.
Just not working here tonight.
So that'll bring up 2nd and about 14 for Justin Cyber, the freshman quarterback. Cyber puts some air under this one, goes to Richardson on the sidelines, has him for a 1st down and more. A big catch there and a real connection. Boy, you certainly begin to appreciate Miles Richardson, and if you think of this kid on a really experienced team, Nick, he could be such a valuable guy.
We'll see it here on the replay. Just Richardson sneaks up the sideline, really gets behind coverage, and But yeah, Richardson can really do it all. We've seen him throw tonight. We've seen him run and catch. So, but Simon Fraser marching here as time ticks away in the third quarter.
Siebert the handoff again. Nelson this time to the near sideline. Driven out of bounds.
It's almost just like giving up a down, Howie.
It really is.
When you're running for negative yardage and just no threat in the run game here, Howie. The Cougars have been able to get penetration, get upfield, and their defense has really limited Simon Fraser's run game here tonight.
It reminds me of my Detroit Lions, who didn't have a 100-yard rusher for about 3 years until they got one just a couple of weeks ago against the Patriots. Let's see what happens here. Siebert steps back, pass, has a man. It's Richardson again, tries the straight arm, but can't turn it upfield.
But just a nice little drag route over the middle for Richardson. This Richardson-Siebert connection has been alive and well tonight, and brings up a third and manageable here for Simon Fraser. We saw this situation earlier. SFU took a big sack, taking them out of scoring range. Hopefully not the case here. And you probably think it's 4-down territory. This would be quite a long field goal. We'll see what Siebert can do.
Steps up in the pocket, is going to run it. Little bit of a shuffle pass there up towards Richardson, and he's really close to the first down. We'll have to see where they spot that in terms of where his knees went down, but he extended at the end.
It's about 1.5 yards, Howie. And with how we'll check it here on the replay. Siebert really does well there. Richardson just catches it with one hand. They spotted him pretty far back from.
You're right.
I thought he went down, but
yeah, he's a full yard off. But the Clan will go for it on fourth down. They really.
We'll see what they do here. Haven't been able to get many 1 yards here.
Look for the urgency here in terms of attacking downfield. Siebert looking for a receiver, scrambling to his right. Instead, is going to get taken down. The ball comes loose. And Azusa says they have it indeed. Number 22 has come up with the football, and that's Aaron Berry, the veteran.
And Siebert took a lick, and
he took a big hit.
Hopefully it's not serious, but lowered his shoulder to try and get the first down. Probably was met right at the stick, but couldn't fall forward and make it. Ball pops loose, and Azusa Pacific recovers here.
Let's take a look on the Clan TV replay.
Looked to his left, but it was covered, and then his next option was to run the ball, and boom, just a wall up there by number 22, Aaron Berry. That's their leading tackler, their big middle linebacker, and he recovers the fumble. Boy, that kid can do it all.
He did it all there on that sequence, and Azusa Pacific continuing to pitch the shutout here against Simon Fraser. Azusa Pacific, a darn good football team, Nick. They might not be at their full offensive potential with their quarterback situation, but, boy, you see defensively what they're able to do.
Defensively very strong, and especially that front seven against this run game really has not allowed SFU to be in second in advantageous yardage totals. And so Simon Fraser is going to have to try something different because this run game on first down has not worked. But credit to Coach Tom Ford, he's still sticking with it, hoping either Nelson or Kircher can bust a big one. It's nice to see Siebert up and walking off the field, but we'll see. That looked like a shoulder or an arm. We'll see if he returns tonight. He's walking pretty slow, but that would be a big loss for Simon Fraser.
Let's hope he's okay. It's interesting, we do see number 12, Mihai Lapust, warming up on the sidelines.
Williams in at quarterback.
This time he's going to put it up in the air. Nice touch on the long ball. Has a man, and he's going to go all the way. They are not going to stop him, and it's a touchdown for number 17, James Hubbard. One play right down the field, and that is a 78-yard touchdown strike.
And I think Williams might have just been tired of watching his team struggle offensively. Hucked it up down the field, got one-on-one coverage. We'll see it on the replay here. Williams, what a nice ball. Boy, that's got to be 50, 45 yards in the air.
Just dropped it in the bucket.
No chance for the Simon Fraser defender to make a play on that ball. And just like that, Howie, 20-0 here, pending the extra point.
And that's the tough part for a Simon Fraser, a young Simon Fraser team trying to gain some traction. You know, a score like this, people will look at it, see they didn't score. They'll see the score from the opposition and make a real quick judgment. But if you've watched this football game, how many times has Simon Fraser held the fort on third down, done so many good things?
The score really doesn't indicate the flow of this game, Howie. Really a 7-0 game here in the third quarter. You're going to get the ball back offensively. Unfortunately, a mental mistake on special teams gives the ball over to Azusa Pacific at Simon Fraser's 9-yard line. They run 3 straight plays, get a touchdown. Simon Fraser moves the ball down well offensively, gambles on fourth, doesn't get it. One play, 78 yards, 78-yard touchdown, and here it is, 14 points in the course of 4 or 5 minutes. And for Simon Fraser, just deflating. But credit to Azusa Pacific, they're ranked, or they were ranked for a reason. You saw the throw that Williams can make, for Simon Fraser to put up 21 points in the fourth quarter is going to be a battle, but we'll see the health of Siebert. We know that they can put up points.
And put them up in a hurry, too. They've done that.
They've done it, but haven't done so tonight against this Cougar defense that just swarms to the ball.
I believe that was Ethan Basalt with the return. So Simon Fraser with a long field to work with here. They've just got to not look at that scoreboard, put their heads down, and try and make one play build on another here. Looks like Miles Richardson will assume control at quarterback here.
Yeah, do not see Siebert trying to see if he's down there on the bench, but can't take a peek. So Richardson in where he started this evening, but also has probably about 100 yards receiving as well. So we'll see what Richardson can do here as the third quarter ticks away.
If you had 3 of them, you'd be a different team. That one intended for McCabe is not going to be caught. The coverage there from Edward Ware, number 14, a senior out of Sacramento. Azusa Pacific with a 21-0 lead.
Just offensively, love to just have a spark play here before the end of the third quarter, get some momentum back as he entered the fourth.
Richardson was looking for Ryzen John. He's going to run it instead, and he's going to get a first down and more. What an athlete, Miles Richardson. Terrific play.
We see that speed, Howie. That's going to tick away the first quarter. We'll see it here on the replay. Richardson just doesn't see much, and he's getting pursued by some big boys, but gets away from it, pulls away, and gets about a gain of 20 yards and a first down.
Well, that's why he was at Division I Eastern Washington on that quarterback depth chart to start his career.
That'll be the end of the third quarter here. Howie.
And as challenged as Simon Fraser was, it was a tough third quarter, Nick. 21-0. Maybe we'll take a short break here and be back with more Clan TV in just a few moments.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And back with you on Clan TV. We start the fourth quarter. Simon Fraser with the football, and that's Richardson again. He's taking a pounding back there. Gets a short gain, Nick, on the running play.
Kudos to him. He's taking some hard hits tonight at both receiver. They're functioning as a running back with the quarterback keeper, but also in the pocket as well. And he gets right back up and keeps ticking. This senior quarterback doesn't want his senior season to have any regrets. and he's committed to this team and taking those hits.
Leaving it all out there, as they like to say. On 2nd and 7 for the Clan. Richardson feeling the pressure, trying to escape it, is going to get sacked. And that's swarming Azusa defense.
Yeah, and just pretty good coverage down the field. Not much there for Richardson to look at, as we've got a defender down for Azusa.
That's number 98. That's Alex Benter, a defensive end, a freshman from Corona, California.
But yeah, just not much for Richardson to look at, and that pocket kind of collapses around him. And this time not able to step up and run and get any of that yardage. But Richardson surveying his options there. Not able to see much downfield.
Loss of about 7 yards. Make it 3rd and 14. As Benter makes his way off the field. Struggling a bit, but doing it under his own power. Line of scrimmage, the Simon Fraser 36-yard line. Clan running game virtually non-existent today. Which really added to this struggle for this passing offense today. Richardson setting his feet. Ooh, and that pass is caught over the midfield stripe for a first down.
Wow.
And believe it was number 4, Ethan Basalt.
Yeah, just a good scramble drill there by Richardson. Felt the pressure and just catches out of the corner of his eye. Basalt coming back to the ball, and that's what you do on the scramble routes. On the deep routes, you come back, and the shallow routes, you go up the field. And he's able to pick that up off the turf. Basalt gets the first down.
Clan back to it with a first down in Azusa territory. Design run play here to the sidelines to get them off to a good start on first down, and Richardson playing to his strengths, Nick.
And that's what you have. We have a real dual threat quarterback when you have Richardson under center. Just takes it himself, uses Nelson as the lead blocker, comes around the left edge, and unfortunately, 4 yards is probably one of the more effective runs that the Simon Fraser's had tonight.
So 2nd and about 7 yards, they fake the handoff to Nelson. Wants to tee it up. Instead, he will keep it in another first down for Miles Richardson. Keeping his eyes downfield and making something happen.
He is, and he pulls up like he might throw, and that kind of freezes the defense, and then he's able to scramble and pick up a first down easily. Really well done by Richardson. Doesn't commit to that run right away. As we see on the replay here, he kind of pulls up, fake, boom, 14 bites on it, and Richardson runs out of bounds for a first down.
So Simon Fraser on a nice little march here of their own as they continue to battle at the Azusa 35-yard line. McCabe in motion.
Heads up.
Oh, he loses the ball. Does Miles Richardson get it back? I think he does. But it's going to be a loss of probably about 3.5 yards for Simon Fraser.
Boy, I'm not sure who their right edge rusher was, but he just ran by. I think that was SFU 61, Braden Gatlin. Wasn't able to hold up much of a wall for that pass rusher, and Richardson takes a sack and fumbles it, but does get back on it here for second down.
2nd and 14 for Simon Fraser. Richardson, nice crossing pattern to Devin O'Hay. And O'Hay enough for the first down. He'll move the sticks for Simon Fraser.
That's nice. We've seen a little bit more blitzing here from Azusa in passing situations, and a couple times they've gotten to Richardson, but here you see this blitz pick up very well, and O'Hay over the middle. Nice catch and run, and picks up a first down. If Richardson can really, if that blitz gets picked up well, give Richardson some time. He can make some throws downfield, and he did it on that play.
Joe Campbell with a tackle there. Richardson again looking downfield, a deep ball to the end zone. Oh, in and out. It looked like
flags fly though, Howie. We'll see.
Again, Devin O'Hay had a good shot at that ball. Take a look at it here on the Clan TV replay. Nice ball from Richardson.
Yeah, a bit of a tug there from number 6. Yeah. It'll be a 15-yard penalty here in the college game and take Simon Fraser into the red zone where they've been once before, and unfortunately threw a pick in the end zone. Richardson did so in the first quarter, I believe.
So first and goal, it looks like here from the 9-yard line.
And you assume 4-down territory here for Simon Fraser, down 21 with just over 11 minutes to go. Richardson take a couple shots in the end zone.
Richardson, another designed run. He's going to change his field and put his head down. He is doing it all for Simon Fraser right now, sacrificing that body, Nick, to try and find that end zone.
Yeah, and really looked like Azusa saw that coming, really pressured that right edge of the Simon Fraser offensive line and didn't really give Richardson the ability to turn that corner. So Simon Fraser now second down and about 10. Richardson probably looking to throw once again.
Simon Fraser, as Nick has mentioned to you, took a shot in the end zone, had it picked off on their best drive of the game. This is their best one since. And here's Richardson. He's going to pull it up. He's going to run. He's looking for the goal line. He's going to get hit. And Richardson goes down hard at about the 4-yard line.
Boy, he got hit hard by Ulysses Pickett, the senior defensive back. Boy, pretty hit him down there. And we've talked to Richardson before, taking the licks and keeps on ticking. Boy, he's taking a beating, but pops right back up here for this big third down.
Miles Richardson, the pure guts mentality here for Simon Fraser on third down. And they can just smell that end zone right now. Spencer McCabe in motion. Richardson's going to throw it to the end zone. Bounces. It was intended for Metters. The coverage being provided there by number 14, Edward Ware.
It looks like they'll bring out the field goal team, Howie. Try and put some points on the board here.
So a short field goal for Simon Fraser. Would love to get some kind of offensive reward for their effort tonight. So on 4th and 4. Keith Metzelar. And that is good. Simon Fraser on the board with a short field goal here. 9:44 left in the game.
And that's a nice response from Simon Fraser. Really a good drive there. We know that Simon Fraser played Azusa earlier this season. 58-14, that scoreline. Much better here tonight, 21-3. And while maybe offensively struggled a bit, this defense has really come to play tonight. And for Simon Fraser to get rewarded with 3 points on that great drive and holding Azusa Pacific to just 21 points in just over 3 quarters, really responding well after that unfortunate loss last week against Humboldt State.
You're talking about it, right? I mean, you go right down, you get it picked in the end zone. A gaff on special teams really gives them a touchdown, and then a turnover and one play later. It's easy to quantify that stuff and say, hey, if you just didn't have that, obviously they're part of the game. But when you can put a game down to 2 or 3 plays like that, I think you can move forward with a little more assurance that you are making progress, right?
And that's what my offensive coach, Pat Shane, used to say at Queen's University. Sometimes the game comes down to 5 explosion plays, and you just need to have more of them for your team as opposed to the other team. And unfortunately here tonight, those explosion plays have really helped the Cougars.
Well, here's Azusa trying to get it done again on specials, and the return by Gavin McDaniel. He's a senior running back. Is going to get Azusa some good field position here with 9:32 remaining. It's a Clan player getting up a little slow there. And that's number 5, Shea Karstens.
That'd be a big loss for Simon Fraser. He's one of their starting defensive backs.
He has played well too today in the secondary.
He's made some good tackles, made some good plays on the ball, and part of this defensive unit that's really kept Azusa Pacific in check. Once again, C. Williams as the quarterback. We'll see if he hucks it deep again like he did one play, one drive, 78 yards.
He's looked pretty healthy, Nick, since he's come into the game. He's going to keep it and run.
Boy, the offense just looks different with him, eh?
Does it ever?
We know that Tyrone Williams is their normal starter. He's played lights out early in this GNAC season. Unfortunately, missed that matchup against Central Washington, perhaps leading to that result last week where Azusa falls out of the rankings. But with him under quarterback, they look like a different team.
And I think really they just wanted to ensure his health down the stretch drive and thought they could potentially get through without him here, but an injury has put him back in. He's right on the money to the big tight end there. He finds a big man down the middle, Lucas Widmer, the junior. And just like that, Nick, they are marching just on the periphery of the red zone at about the 24-yard line.
And we see when you can, when you hit your receivers in stride like Williams can, march right down the field and down inside the SFU 20.
Well, completely
25.
Different from watching Hankel and the struggles he had in the passing game until he got hurt. This time a handoff, Grandison. Tackle being made there for the Clan by number 29, Colby Boljevic.
Going here for Simon Fraser. They've had a couple stops inside their own zone, and this will be a nice stop, especially against the revitalized Cougar offense here in the fourth quarter.
Second and short here. Grandison, a spinorama move. Gets him close to the first down, but not quite there.
Boy, nice move in the backfield to get 2 yards. SFU brings a run blitz there. We'll see it here. That was number 40 there for SFU. Isaac Evans blitzes the A-gap, but not able to bring down Grandison. Now another third down conversion opportunity for Central Washington. Hasn't been their forte tonight, but a different quarterback under center.
See if Azusa can do something here on third down. Grandison easily going to get the first down. So there certainly is a different kind of spring in their step with the quarterback change and Tyrone Williams in there for Azusa Pacific.
But now he did come up limping a little bit on that last rollout. Looked like his right ankle or right knee, something's up. But he's going to stay in there, take the play call. As Hankel appears to be done for the night.
So first down at the 12-yard line. Grandison takes the pitch this time. Clan tacklers meet him towards the sideline. Not a huge gain there, but something positive for the Cougars. Clock ticking down to 6 minutes remaining here. Simon Fraser valiant for so many series defensively here tonight, but good teams will make you pay in a hurry, and that's what Azusa's done here in the second half. Touchdown pass, it's picked off! Great job there by the Clan. And I believe it was Anthony Crescenzo, number 16, I believe is the guy who got the interception.
Wow, what a play, Howie. Just stepped right in front of that throw.
Oh, my mistake. It is number 18, Montagliani, Matteo Montagliani.
You see him there on the top side of this route, just jumps right in front. Nice catch. Yeah, that's number 18, Montagliani. Takes away a sure score from Azusa. Well played. Steps in front and makes a play. That's what you want from your DBs.
A freshman from St. Thomas More in Burnaby. A great play there.
He's never going to forget that pick.
Great job there from Matteo Montagliani, and really makes up, I mean, I can't say it makes up for the one that they had, but they get one back in a crucial situation with their first string quarterback driving. And a great play there. So the Clan now 1st and 10 at their own 20. Miles Richardson waiting the snap. The handoff to Kircher, and he gets some open field, but met quickly and upended with expertise there by number 10, Ulysses Pickett.
Yeah, just a couple of yards there. Again, that outside zone. We haven't seen much effectiveness from this SFU run game, but Coach Tom Ford committed to it and brings up a 2nd and 8.
See if they take a big shot here. Downfield, you can kind of feel it coming. Richardson steps back, looks down the field. Instead, finds a man over the middle, and it's Metters with a nice catch there. He'll move the sticks easily, Nick. A great play there.
Yeah, Metters has been relatively quiet tonight. Haven't called his name a ton, but makes that nice in route over the middle, and Richardson pins it on him, catches it, and gets the first down.
So Simon Fraser now 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Here we see what Richardson's looking at down the field, and
That's
just zips it in.
Miles, the deep ball, has a man. Oh, and a great, almost caught there by the Simon Fraser Clan receiver, Basalt, into double coverage.
Yeah, threw it into double coverage there, Howie, but Basalt almost had it. Didn't look like the DBs were very aware of that ball coming down, and maybe they were surprised that Richardson was even going to take a shot down there. We'll see it on the replay. Basalt almost comes up with this one.
He has it for a brief moment.
Yeah, maybe just that defender there knocked it away. Can't quite catch the number there, but Olave was there, and perhaps their safety as well knocked the ball away, taking away a potential big play.
That would have been a big one for Ethan Basalt.
Just a bit of a clock management issue here. The ref chatting with the scorekeepers. Nice to see from this offensive unit. It's able to move the ball here. Howie, again, against, while it may not look like it with the points on the board, the Simon Fraser offense in this second half has been able to move the ball.
See if they can do it here on 2nd down. They've had a bit more of an assured look. Richardson downfield. This time the catch is made, and it's a great one by Devin O'Hay. And O'Hay comes down inside the 20-yard line.
Boy, I
thought got 30.
I thought that Quentin Frazier, their safety, was going to come down and lay a lick on that play. We'll see it from the end zone look. I thought that Richardson was going to get his running back killed there, but drops it in the bucket there, and a great catch by O'Hay.
So Devin O'Hay, the freshman from North Vancouver Argyle Secondary, a big catch. Richardson keeping, and he's got another 1st down. Miles Richardson just seems empowered here.
He's looked really good, really confident tonight. He had a really great first quarter where Simon Fraser drove the ball, and he's just following his blockers there. That's number 87, Phillips. I believe, or no, sorry, Spencer McCabe with the lead block around the right edge, and Richardson really getting it done in all 3 phases, catching, throwing, and running.
1st and 10 at the 18 inside the red zone now for the Clan. Richardson goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Rice and John. And what a great reward for this Clan offense. They've been laboring the whole game, Nick. They get the big 6 to Rice and John with 3:25 remaining.
And 100%, Howie. I mean, 21-10 with 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left, 3 timeouts. You never know. Stranger things have happened here. We'll take a look at the replay. And Richardson just looks to his left and sees John wide open over the middle and waltzes into the end zone with a nice catch there. And another touchdown on the season for Rice and John. I believe that's his 5th. That is his 5th receiving touchdown on the season.
Big one there for the Clan. 21-10. Nice to see against a quality defensive team like Azusa Pacific. Great to see, too, when you get a freshman getting an interception at the goal line and you go all the way down and find your marquee receiver in the end zone. So a great job by the Simon Fraser Clan, especially quarterback Miles Richardson. You break down that drive Nick, and there were a ton of keepers. He did a lot of them himself. Just a
looked
great
confident and composed back there, able to run, able to throw, and really put together a nice drive for Simon Fraser, similar to what we've seen, in the first quarter with Richardson. He really looked confident. But Simon Fraser here, right in this game, we'll see. They do bring out obviously the kicking unit. We'll see if they do try a short kick. It is a 2-score game. They do have 3 timeouts, so. We'll see if they try and stop Azusa Pacific defensively or try a short kick and try and get it themselves. We'll see.
So Metzlar talking to the official.
Azusa Pacific clearly
anticipating,
expecting it. They've got 10 men up 10 yards from the ball, and they'll take a timeout to chat about it. Probably a good idea. But yeah, Simon Fraser, boy, really resilient here in this fourth quarter. Unfortunately, those 2 big plays in the third quarter, if you take them away, Howie, right?
Nick, I don't know. I just think of that.
Unfortunately, you can't, but boy, if you could.
Oh, the special teams giving them the ball inside the 10 and then throwing the interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the score, and I tell you, the Sousa's a great team, and when they put their top quarterback in, they look like a different team. But this Simon Fraser team just battled with everything they had right from the start.
Very resilient tonight, and, we've seen flashes of brilliance offensively. And, if they could put this together for 4 quarters, really that second quarter offensively really struggled, and sort of half of the third as well, maybe the full third, just struggled offensively. If they could put 4 quarters together of this offense that we've seen in the fourth quarter and that first quarter where we drove the field a couple times, we've got something here.
And this on the heels of last week's game in which they had 4 shots from the goal line to potentially pull within a point, kick an extra point, and force overtime. I mean, they are putting things together here. Just not reflecting in the W's right now.
But I'm excited to see, the second half of the season. Again, we talked about it. You've seen all these teams already, and so you kind of know what to expect, the games you expect to be tighter. But we'll see lined up here for the onside kick.
That's Lars, drills it right at and they recover the football. It went the 10 yards. It went off of an Azusa player.
I think it went off an Azusa player.
And the deflection.
But there are multiple flags on the field. One was thrown right away, and one was sort of after the play.
I don't know what kind of view our cameras would have got right in front of the Clan.
But it looked like it hit a Cougar player.
Well, I think that clearly was the MO there, was for Metzlars to drill it off of an Azusa player, and it really
see Coach Tom Ford in the ear of the officials, and they're going to chat about it. This is a big call. See if we can see it on the replay. Metzlar drives that into the ground. And I think we'll see the first flag, and then another flag is later. Yeah, here another.
Was it Metzlar that recovered the ball? I think it was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And it does. It goes off the heel of one of the frontline guys of the Wildcats, pops up into the air, just exactly what you want from an onside kick, and SFU clearly recovered it. So I'm not sure what the discussion is about and what the penalties are going to be, but we'll listen to Mr. Referee when they make the play. There was one after the whistle, and I'm not sure what that one was. Maybe somebody said something or bumped somebody or did something, but they'll chat about it. We see SFU down there. They're all pointing to the left, which means first down Simon Fraser. They want to look at all of them.
That's a great shot. That tells you about a young, exuberant team that
they're excited about getting the ball back.
There's an innocence and a love of the game.
See Azusa combating. They're pointing the other way. We'll see.
So it will be Clan ball, but an unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, penalty called at 15 yards.
Against 32, so that'll mark the ball back, but SFU will get the ball. And an opportunity here to pull within 1 score, Howie. They've got lots of time. Now you've already recovered 1 onside kick, and maybe
Where
you do it again.
Where is he marking the 15 yards off from, though? Wouldn't it be from the 40?
Let's see where he's...
or on the other side of the 40.
Yeah, they're down at about the 26. I mean, maybe that was roughly where they recovered. No, not really. Anyway,
well, they got it back.
That's where they marked it, and they got the ball back. So we'll see what Richardson can do. Looked really good in this fourth quarter, and on that last drive, Simon Fraser with 3 timeouts, 3:23 left on the clock, and got some time here to put another drive together.
Keith Metzelaars drilled it off the Cougars and recovered it. And that's why Simon Fraser has the ball back. Miles Richardson and the Clan with a renewed opportunity here to put more points on the board. Oh, and it's going to get picked off. The Cougars on the first play after that are going to score, and right into the end zone they go with number 7, Quentin Fraser.
Oh, they're calling him down at the 1, just down at the 1, but boy, that's deflating.
Wow.
For Simon Fraser, and it was sort of a just drop. I think that was, number 7, right? Quentin Fraser just dropped underneath that inside route that they've ran a couple times, and Richardson just wasn't able to get enough air under it to drop that into the intended receiver. We'll see it here on the replay, and Richardson really looks the whole way the same time, and it was intended for O'Hay 17, but well played there by the Cougar defender, and picks it off, and Azusa looking to salt this game away here.
And Grandison, I believe. And the referees won the near official signaling a touchdown there with 3:03 remaining. Nick, you can't see it hasn't been entertaining.
100%, Howie. I mean, you gave yourself a shot with recovering that onside kick, and you knew you were going to have to take some shots down the field. There was not a lot of time left. But Simon Fraser throws that pick. Richardson throws that pick to the right side, and the Cougars respond with a quick touchdown here to pretty much put this game out of reach. But just the resilience of this Simon Fraser team, they've battled a lot all season. Haven't won a game since week 1 against Willamette, a Division III opponent, and they've looked good in spurts offensively here tonight, and defensively. We can't say enough about this defensive unit that really, 2 short fields. They allow one 9-yard drive and one 1-yard drive, and really other than that, there was one big drive in the second quarter that Reddick really took over and ran the ball effectively. Other than that, the one big pass from Williams. Two real offensive drives, you could say, and then 2 that get you turned over inside your own 10. To only allow 28 points. Pretty good. It
is. And you know what? You also wonder, what is their mental state? How much, are they still involved in wanting this? And when you see them pointing as a group, before the call is made on that onside kick,
100%.
I love to see that kind of spirit. To me, that kind of stuff.
You can tell they're still engaged,
yeah.
Right? They're still engaged in the play and in the results of what's happening tonight, and that's what you want as a team, right? Obviously, five losses in a row is not something that anybody enjoys doing, but when your team is still bought into the cause, and you've seen the energy that Coach Tom Ford brings. And a little short kick there caught. Oh! And that'll be flags for sure.
Completely unnecessary and very surprising to me for Azusa. I think that was Gerald Campbell, number 16, I believe it was.
Just a silly play after clearly was fair caught. We'll see. I don't think there was any malice there, but it definitely was late. And we'll see what the referees decide here. But for Simon Fraser, and we'll see the replay here clearly. Big time after the play. That's number 23.
I'm sorry.
Zakel Reddick, the running back, who maybe just taking some frustrations out about how they're offensively have performed tonight. Maybe not to their high standard that they set for themselves, but no need to do that. Obviously, after the whistle, you want to play in between.
And certainly, they haven't shown that during the game. They have not been cheap at all.
No, momentary lapse in judgment there.
So Simon Fraser with 2:59 remaining. Nick, I know they gave up one there, but if they
get some good field position here, and
if they get one back, it's gonna.
Yeah, so Reddick gets his first unsportsmanlike conduct play or call of the game, and so you're allowed 2 before you're ejected in the college system. But I think just a momentary lapse in judgment. But Simon Fraser gets the ball here at midfield. Lots of time, 3 timeouts, 3 minutes to go. We'll see if Richardson can put something together here late.
51 yards from pay dirt here for the Clan at their own 49-yard line. And Miles Richardson slinging, finding a man, and that is Robert Metters, I believe, with the catch, number 15.
There's a flag downfield, and looked like 87 Spencer McCabe with some offensive pass interference down the field. He just bucked a defensive back down the field. Probably going to come back.
Take a look at the replay here.
We see the receiver throw the flag there in the area of McCabe.
That's a tough one. Both he and Lavelle Thomas, number 5 of Azusa, were involved in that play, and Lavelle Thomas went up and put his arm around him.
15-yard penalty on that one. Wow. That's pretty killer.
Well, Clan not helping themselves here. Trying to build some good karma here on a late drive in the 4th quarter, but they are setting themselves back now. First and forever. 1st and 10 from the 34. First and, 20-something yards. Richardson drills it to Ryzen John.
Getting the penalty yardage back and more.
Boy, Ryzen John, his mobility is just so much
for
better
a guy
than it's
of his for a guy of his height. And we talked to Coach Tom Ford just about John's route running ability for such a big guy. And we're seeing that there tonight, and not afraid to go over the middle. For a guy with such a slight frame, you might expect that he would be a little scared to go over the middle. But
here's Nelson. He's got the ball. He puts his head down, and Jason Nelson's biggest play of the game in terms of yardage.
There's a timeout there, I believe, by Simon Fraser. But nice to see you keep fighting, right? We'll check the replay here, and Richardson just flips it out to Nelson, and Nelson puts his helmet into the chest of number 39, Cole Anderson, and just ran him over. And we see now it'll be 3rd and 2. We see Coach Tom Ford and leading the troops there, led by Richardson, who probably, I don't have the stats in front of me, but probably has 100 yards rushing, maybe 100 yards receiving, and over 200 yards passing. I don't know when the last time that's happened, but
pure football player. I am so impressed with Miles Richardson today. Just in terms of, I use the word pure guts. I mean, the guy is just doing what he has to do for his team, and lining up as a receiver,
and not afraid to take the hit, not afraid to stand in the pocket and throw the ball down the field. And he's looked good tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has, and. As this Clan program tries to gain some traction and build some momentum here in terms of becoming relevant in the win column here in the GNAC, you got to appreciate what Miles Richardson brings to the whole recipe here tonight. 3rd and short now for the Clan, who would love to keep this drive going. Devin O'Hay, Ryson John making catches on this drive. Nelson as well, the running back. Ooh, tipped and intended for Devin O'Hay.
Boy, just a testament to Richardson's all-around athleticism. He's 12 for 23 for 177 yards and a touchdown. He's got 5 receptions for 53 yards and 17 rushing attempts for 53 yards as well.
So that's 106 and 77. That's 283 all-purpose yards. And if that doesn't impress you, I don't know what will. That is terrific work to date for Miles Richardson. Well, we can't say all-purpose with the passing, but anyway, accounting for those yards. Ooh.
4th down conversion is dropped there by Phillips.
Christian Phillips would love to have that one back. The Winnipeg native with a chance there to keep this drive going.
We'll see the replay here, and pretty easy pitch and catch there for Phillips, but maybe was just looking to run upfield before he caught the ball, and he'll be thinking about that one tonight when he goes home.
But he's another guy you look at, and he is going to be a player for these guys. And you think about him last week, caught a touchdown pass, I believe it was, in the Humboldt State game. So
he's a good Winnipeg kid. You know, I like my
there
Winnipeg
you go.
kids. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, he's a good one. Both he and McCabe, the two tight ends that are seeing the action here for Simon Fraser. So 146 left, and
now Azusa Pacific's got their third-string quarterback in there. I believe that's number 11, Anthony Catalano.
so Grandison with the carry there, the clock down to 1:39 remaining.
And SFU may as well take your timeouts. Try and get the ball back for one more blaze of glory here. Make the score a little closer. But head coach Tom Ford instilling in his athletes to never give up. So why would you never give up as a coach, right? You got to take your timeouts, play to the final whistle, and you know, keep that positive mindset going, keep that building, keep that mentality growing. And you can just tell by the enthusiasm on the sidelines that this team is fired up to be here. Again, we've talked about it. 5 losses in a row now. Not exactly the result that they may have wanted, but taking on a team that's receiving votes in a national poll, and you're within 18 points of them, and you know, it bodes well for a really good second half.
The one that kills me today, though, was the special teams gap. That's the one that just takes the wind out of you.
Yeah.
It was a tough break for the Clan at a time in the game where so much was still possible. So down to the waning moments now. Off a fake, the Azusa quarterback, who number 11, Alu. Have I got that right? No, Anthony Catalano. There's 2 guys with 11. Catalano, diminutive 1 with a nice run there.
We've got a flag on the start of the play, and then one at the end. I saw somebody on Azusa Pacific throw down our number 32, Verdugo. But, we'll have the referees sort that out. You see that replay there. Catalano got some wheels, got around the left side, was able to pick up the first down. But I think let's see what it'll probably be. I think it was offside against Simon Fraser, so they'll give them the first down, but then march back the unsportsmanlike conduct play. But why am I talking? We'll let the ref figure it out. So that'll give them the first down. Azusa will decline the offside, giving them the first down, but then marching it back 15 yards from where the foul occurred. 1:31 with with 1 timeout left. Not much Simon Fraser can do here, but the clock will probably run out and bring this game to a close. But excited about what we saw here tonight from Simon Fraser. You know, we talked about a couple of explosion plays that really changed the course of the game, special teams and the long touchdown pass by Williams. But other than that, this team looked really good tonight, especially defensively. That unit really held Henkel to really limited passing, and you know, whether it be he was off with his receivers or it was just pretty good coverage. I think the kudos has to go to the Simon Fraser defense. They played really well tonight, and a testament to them is, you know, 28 points on the board is not really what it kind of was. You know, they've got 2 touchdowns that are scored within you know, they get the ball inside the own 10-yard line. So and there's here we go, the big man go. Boy. His eyes lit up. That was 97, I think.
Davian Dixon.
The wow. big man rumbled.
6'2", 300, a freshman. from O'Day High School in Seattle.
A bit of an issue on the exchange there, and the ball just,
wow.
We'll see it on the replay here. Catalano and Reddick, or pardon me, Grandison.
And look at the big man moving.
Picks it up, scoop and score, big fella. Oh, just Catalano gets the ankle.
Quarterback got him.
Just tripped him up, but boy, that would have been a big memory for that Dixon. But you see him there on the sideline joking with his teammates. Good to see, and good to see the smiles all around here. But Simon Fraser, another opportunity to put some points on the board.
Tee it up from their Azusa 22-yard line, and Miles Richardson maybe thought this opportunity wouldn't present itself tonight, but here he is stepping back again. He'll go to the sidelines to Nelson, and he is close to a first down.
Gets out of bounds and stops the clock, and just sort of out in the flat there, and just able to reel that in and get out of bounds. Richardson sees him, looking to the sideline for the call.
So second and short here for the Clan. Nelson remains in the backfield as Richardson steps back to pass. The southpaw is slinging it into the end zone, looking for McCabe, but ooh, Spencer McCabe was out of bounds and crashed into. Oh, they're going to say a touchdown.
Wow.
Spencer McCabe, what a catch that was.
How did he pull that in?
I mean, wow, I would love to see that again. He must have got a toe down there because he went crashing into the iron gates.
Well, and in the college game, only 1 foot, Howie, so really you can extend yourself as that ball heads out of bounds. But what a throw by Richardson. Sort of just leaking to his right side and throws back across his body into the back of the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. What a catch.
Amazing. It looked like, I thought he was out of bounds. I mean, I would love to see that. That's a terrific catch for a touchdown, and they add the extra point. Look at this, Nick. 28-17. What an effort by the Clan.
You know, while we... Oh, here we'll see the replay here. No, this is the Nelson catch here, but the play before here. Let's see if we can pull it up here. Richardson's ability to scramble has helped him tonight. And he just kind of rolled out to his right side, didn't want to run the ball, and he wanted to throw it in the end zone, give his receivers a chance. So rolls out to his right, throws back across his body.
You see McCabe cutting across.
McCabe coming across. Boy, just the field goal post getting in the way, but it looked like he got his foot down, and with the referees right there, clearly it was in bounds. What a catch by McCabe, crashing into the stanchions there. We'll see it. He must have, if we could see through that pole, that would be really nice. But boy, that was.
Well, see, it is that foot. It is that rear foot.
It's his right foot. It's his right foot that gets down.
I think he got it down.
What a catch.
Wow.
And now we've got another onside kick. Spencer McCabe from Seattle, Washington makes possibly the catch of his college career, and now Metzelaar lined up for another onside kick.
I don't think they're going to allow him to drill it off of him. Oh, it hit a player again. Oh, this time, though, it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Azusa Pacific football.
I see flags after the play here, but looks like it'll be Cougar ball. And that, again, that's number 23, Reddick, again in the heat of the battle here.
Some nasty pills today. Maybe not one, maybe two. Yeah. I don't know. He's
got some energy, but boy, what a resilient effort here by Simon. Again, we see this replay. See if we can get this foot. To see if we can see this foot down. Must.
Oh, that's a better angle.
Boy, what? Toe tap. Look at that right there. Oh, if I had this, I'm circling the screen, but we don't have a telestrator. Boy, what a catch.
Clan TV, great job giving us that other angle, too. Terrific job.
That's kudos to all of our camera people here tonight, as well as our supervising producer, Steve Frost, executive producer, Gabe Lynn, sports info, Brad McLeod, our production assistants, Ji Hong, Kendra Ho, and Laura Mason, as well as all of our awesome camera people here. Doing great work and getting that angle.
Wow, that is something.
there.
Like, that is,
perfect.
Yeah, that was terrific to see. No, they nailed it, and it was great to see that. And what a job by McCabe to pull that one in, Nick. I'm you know what? I got a smile on my face with that score.
Yeah.
28-17 right now with 44 seconds left against this obviously talented Azusa Pacific team. And you talked about the score earlier in the season. So that really is bringing it back in terms of the progress this team is making.
It's another 15-yard penalty against Reddick. He's over there on the sidelines. Sure, he was disqualified from the game because that was his second. I'm not sure if he has to leave the field or if he can just chill there on the sidelines. But regardless, Azusa will line up and take a couple knees here and finish this game off. But Howie, what an effort here tonight by Simon Fraser. I think I don't know if anybody expected the scoreline here of 28-17 for the Cougars, but SFU putting up 17 points offensively, look good. Miles Richardson, what more can we say? This kid can do it all. Throws 2 touchdown passes, over 200 yards, and then rushing the ball over 50 yards and receiving 5 catches for over 50 yards. I feel like you might talk to him after the game.
I think so. I think we're going to have to. I mean, that was pretty amazing, and wow, what commitment to the cause here by Miles Richardson.
And just offensively looked, had some trouble there in the second and third quarter, but really against an Azusa Pacific team who is a nationally ranked once upon a time defense and receiving votes in this last poll, that's a great result. It's a great result, and something to build on as we enter the second half of this GNAC conference season.
Well, I mean, we've been here in the past where we've wondered, the optics of a score that approaches triple digits can be a scary thing sometimes. And, boy, things have really been reeled in just in terms of what's happened here. Look at how Azusa dominated them down there to start this season and see the second time around, what's happening here. Pretty impressive by the Clan here. And it's their resilience. And we talked about it on that first onside kick opportunity that they actually got back. I mean, they've made some things happen in this game just because they refused to give in. And Davian Dixon, the big guy, hustling to get that ball and setting up the
And you can't give up, and that's what we talked about. You can't get out-efforted. Maybe SFU is not the most experienced team, not the biggest, not the fastest, but what you don't want to see is players giving up, and we did not see that here tonight. We saw a great effort, defensively very strong. Offensively had its moments that were fantastic, had some moments where it struggled, but really a pretty good effort here against a really great Azusa Pacific team, and a 28-17 scoreline really doesn't do it justice.
Well, I think there's a lot of respect coming from Azusa Pacific too, in terms of the effort that Simon Fraser put forth and the improvement they're starting to make within the conference. So great to see. I think other than the final score, and you want a W for this team so badly within the conference, I think they gave you everything else they could have tonight.
Exactly, and looking to build upon we've got another game against Central Washington, a big GNAC foe here. They are, of course, ranked 24th in the country, heading into the weekend tonight, and then we've got a couple more home games as we move ahead in the season. But Simon Fraser, really well done tonight. Miles Richardson, the star of the show, does really well, and a couple great touchdown catches by McCabe and Ryzen John. Really a great effort here tonight by Simon Fraser.
And that'll do it for us here tonight from Burnaby Mountain. For everybody on our Clan TV crew, we appreciate your expertise and your passion for the Clan. For Nick Sersky, our analyst, I'm Howard Samura. We will join you again down the road. Thanks again for watching Clan TV.